Kick Out Crew. James L. Corey. Brad Stanton. Coach Rosey. Adam from Bama. Mike Whitaker. Devyn Dowling. The Kick Out Crew Podcast. Available on all major podcast platforms and watch videos exclusively on YouTube. Well, let me tell you something, brother. It's episode 23 of the Kick Out Crew, and boy, do we have a doozy for you. Not only are we covering the greatest, me, Hulk, but it's also the number of Michael Jordan, another GOAT. But that being said, it's not the red and yellow brother. It's the heel Hogan. And let me tell you, you don't want to miss this episode. That being said, I'm James L. Corey. Well, cosplaying as Hulk Hogan. But I'm going to send it on, over to B-Rad. I want to thank everybody for the awesome feedback from last week's episode. It's good to be back, and I'm glad that thousands and thousands and thousands of people told me how damn funny I was for being back last week, man. It was crazy turnout, hilarious. But, stuff about me, because it's not our show. It's not my show. It's your show. But I'm going to go ahead and kick it to Brad. I think I've said enough and probably made myself hoarse for like a week.
Hey, everybody. It was a great episode last week. It was good to have the whole crew back. I want to take this opportunity to put over my daughter, Lotus.
Yeah, Lotus, happy birthday.
Hell yeah.
Happy birthday.
She, I told you guys, but let's tell the world. So a couple weeks ago, she was at a party, her 900th one of the year, I feel like. She's always at something. And it was, for some reason, at the Olive Garden, where every kid wants to have their party, right? So in
Got Money Mike, huh?
King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. It's a real nice big mall, everything like that. And the Olive Garden actually has 2 floors. Look out, right? Anyway, she texts me from I'm out to having a drink with my wife, and she texts me and says, hey, I think there's an AEW wrestler here. I'm like, oh, really? Any idea who? And she says, Kip something. I'm like, Kip Sabian? What is he doing? So little by little, she says, all right, well, let me see if I can get him on. Let me see if I can get him on FaceTime. I'm like, hey, if you could do that, that'd be great. So I'm thinking Kip Sabian. All right, not bad, not bad. So the FaceTime comes through, and guess what? Now I am a big fan of Kip Sabian. I am a much bigger fan of the young lady that was with him, Penelope Ford.
Yes.
So she was there. Got to say hello to Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford. Said as much as I could in about 8 seconds. She looked tremendous. I said something to the fact like, I wish I had a box to put on my head, because you are very, very underrated.
Boy, attaboy. Underrated, over it.
Hey, with Penelope Ford, all you need is 8 seconds anyway.
Boom.
So, and I think I got
all
the words in that, I talked about her on the show about one of my favorite hardcore matches, and then I said thank you like 6 or 7 times.
8 seconds in the box. Oh, sorry. It's still funny to me.
8-second hardcore. Sounds good to me.
That's right.
Anyway, I wanted to thank her because she didn't have to do that. And for a 16-year-old girl, I thought it was pretty brave as well to just walk up to someone after dinner and look out for her dad. So anyway, shout out to Lotus. Thank you very much, sweetheart. Love you.
That was awesome, over.
Yeah, that's honestly cool as shit.
I don't know if you remember, James, but at the hotel in Orlando, Kip Sabian pushed Andrew in the swimming pool because he remembered Andrew from the other night.
Oh,
the first
yeah.
night. He pushed him in the pool. He said, that's
what's
you,
up.
Andrew. Yeah, Kip's a good dude.
Yeah, I know you, I know you be fucking around with Kip Sabian.
Yeah, I love him. I had that box for the one show.
Hey, I will say for those watching the video version, Troy Aikman took another concussion, and I'll just leave it at that.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm kind of lonely tonight, Pimp Daddy down there. You got any girls on the track, Jack?
Man.
Look at that pimp. Alabama pimp.
Yeah, is that Adam from Bama or the Godfather?
For real, for those not watching the video, styling and profiling, baby.
It's my son's hat. That's the funny part. It's my 13-year-old son's hat.
You never know what we're gonna get from you. Really, I don't. It's always a surprise.
It's always great.
Hey, if we need viewers and more downloads, I'll do the show with my shirt off.
That's what we need.
That would.
All right, let's do it.
So I guess it's you can watch the video version. You know, there's gonna be Adam with the shirt off, and then who knows what the fuck I'll be doing. Devyn's gonna be drinking Nitro Pepsi. Mike's gonna be chilling. Rosey's gonna be in various backgrounds, inside, outside, USA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dig. You're gonna see me at a volleyball game tonight because at 5:30 my daughter's in a volleyball game, but it's just right down the street. I'm gonna walk, and then by the time the game starts, the show will be over. But maybe you'll see her serve. She's great.
Hey, Faye, brother.
Yep. Hey, but what about Hogan Must Pose? If you're gonna cosplay Hogan, no, I don't need you, Bama. You're in pretty good shape. Devyn, the camera does you a lot. You're not in that good shape.
I don't know. I don't hear it.
No, let's do it.
I am a real American. Bum, 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 bum,
bam. Yeah,
we are really good.
Well, I am a real American.
We're doing something.
I fight for the right of every man.
And you do work at a military base, so it's kind of realistic.
That's true. Yeah. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, well, hey, here's a funny story about that song. One of the times I went back to Oklahoma to visit, when my mom still lived there, and like my whole family came up and we were having this cookout. Jesse even came to visit. I had this Bluetooth speaker outside. There was a Google speaker. So my dad's like, "Hey, Google, play beer drinking songs." And it's like did the little beep stuff. All of a sudden it's real quiet, and then all of a sudden you hear bam, 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 bam. The very first song it plays is Hulk Hogan's Real American theme. My dad is dying laughing, dude. He has a beer in his hand. He's standing by the house, dies laughing, fucking starts slapping the wall because he's laughing so hard. My mom and aunt and people are inside. They hear him slapping the wall, so they come around, run around, open the door. What's going on? Is everything okay? And Dad's just like rolled over laughing, slapping the wall. Yeah. Beer drinking songs, Real American, Hulk Hogan.
I used to listen to a radio station that would have a Friday night beer drinking song. I can't remember what it was, but
probably toes in the water, ass in the sand type shit.
Yeah, I forget what it was. It was amazing.
Brad. Life is good today.
Yeah. Love that. Freaking little Zach.
Yeah. Well, Mike, I think your mic is turned up very loud, but
It's coming in loud and clear.
I think you just go.
Just what? Am I good?
Yeah, you're good, Mike. You're good, buddy.
Yeah, it sounds
real
like
good.
Hold on, I'll fix it. Fuck it, we're on layer.
Right, hey, and guess what? I'm not editing this out because that takes a lot of dumbass effort.
There you go. There you go. Is that better?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Well, was that everything, Brad? That
Yeah, that's everything.
Word.
That's everything. Go ahead, Mike.
No, it's my turn.
Mike?
Well, I want to tell you guys something. So,
Brother.
A few weeks ago, I was telling you about me training a guy to my job and everything else, right? This whole deal.
He can't vacuum the ceiling?
Yeah, he can't vacuum and all this other shit. So
in the archives of the Kickout Crew.
All right. Well, we got another guy. Does good. Good worker, good everything. And so today I was like, hey, take the scissor lift, go down there. I train him on the scissor lift. Does pretty good. Right, just go down there. I'll come check on you every now and then. So he's like, all right. So he goes up there and he's jacked up and way high on the scissor lift. Can you hear me?
No, I can't.
Okay.
My neighbors can hear you too.
Shut up. Look, my headphones fucked up, so I have these. But anyway, so he's up there doing what he has to do. I come by, check on him a couple times, and I forget all about him. All right, I'm working, I'm busy. It's like 3:45. I'm getting ready to leave and I'm just walking the plant, making sure I got everything done. And I see the scissor lift sitting there in the aisle, jacked up. I'm like, this motherfucker was supposed to be gone like 45 minutes ago. What's he still doing here? So I go over there, and he's just sitting there on the scissor lift, just chilling. I'm like, hey, you good? He's like, no, I'm stuck.
Oh,
like,
scissor me, daddy.
I'm like, you're stuck.
Oh, scissor me, daddy.
He got his daddy ass stuck on the scissor lift.
He got his daddy ass stuck on the scissor lift. I'm like, what do you mean you're stuck? He's like, it won't move. It won't go nowhere. It won't do nothing. He's like, I think the battery died. No, it didn't die. Like, I know it didn't die. So there's controls on the bottom I'm trying to fuck with. And ain't nothing happening. I guess sometime around like 8 o'clock this morning, this dude hit the emergency stop button on the scissor lift. He's been stuck in the same spot since 8 o'clock. And here it is, 3:45.
No way.
Dead serious.
Like nobody. What was he doing? Just chilling.
Just chilling. Well, see,
And
it's
nobody walked by. I was like, hey, what's
well,
up,
people did, but they didn't. It's loud in there,
Oh,
so
okay.
we got bunch of machines, so you can't really.
What,
hear
you think he's just like,
them. Yeah,
and people just
and
like,
can't nobody hear him. You know, you wear earplugs and or earbuds, whatever you want to do. Can't nobody hear him. This motherfucker was stuck up there all day.
No lunch, no bathroom breaks.
No bathroom breaks, no nothing.
Day
And I was supposed to
27, still stuck on the scissor lift.
I put him up there at like 8 o'clock. I said, I'll check on you. I checked on him at like 9 o'clock, and that was the last time. I said, fuck, I got busy. I forgot all about him. Didn't do nothing. Oh, I felt bad for this dude. I said, hey,
I bet you hit the emergency stop on purpose, didn't you? And blamed it on him.
he did something. I mean, but I couldn't get
You
down.
hit that damn button. You know you did it.
Yeah, I did it. Well, I had to go. I went and got the other scissor lift, got up there and tried to get him down. And got on his to see what was going on. And I just pulled out a button. I said, look. He's like, oh, I didn't even think about that.
Man.
So you and the guy at work were scissoring together, right?
We did. We did.
That is.
I said, scissor me, daddy, baby.
Scissor me,
Crazy.
Mikey.
I'm like, dude,
Scissor me, Mikey.
Like,
You don't have a phone? You don't carry your phone with you?
I don't know. Like, I
I'm
mean,
getting out of that situation. I'm getting out of it. I'm telling you right now, I'm
Exactly.
getting out of that situation.
call 911. Dude. He said, I didn't have your number.
It's been 45
call
days since
911.
I've seen anything.
Yeah, call
I have
something. I
already
would call
ate one
everybody.
leg of my pants. Yeah.
I'd be
I'm
calling
like,
like
dude,
dispatch to get through. Yeah, I'm stuck up here. Can you find Mike?
Yeah, right? I mean,
Usually guys on scissor lifts have radios or something.
That's true.
yeah, no, we ain't got that shit.
Yeah, I mean, it is Georgia.
That's my firefighting radio. That's all we got those for.
You should have sent the carrier.
We got
pigeon.
phones. We got
You don't-
phones.
But you don't need the fire radios but twice a year, right? Because that's the only time you have a fire. It's two
Yeah,
times
just
a
twice
year.
a year.
Twice a
Only
year,
two
whether you
times.
need it or not.
Oh,
Yeah.
Only the Sammy Guevara episode.
So he could have been up there for another like 5 months until y'all had like the second fire of the
And he's
year.
probably still up there. Michael
Right?
Mike told him, hey, go grab that.
I
Hey,
just
tell,
want to see your
tell
face.
this
I
guy
want
to
to
give
look
me a
at you,
call. We
look at
can
him.
sue. We can
Hey,
sue for OSHA.
Hey, at least he did a good job in that spot he did. It was clean.
Did he shit his pants?
He didn't shit his pants, but I know he had to take a piss because as soon as he got down, he's like, I got to go. Like,
I'm pissing my pants. I'm shitting it doing all of it.
Speaking of being in
Like,
high
yeah.
elevations, Mike, you look like a pilot with these fucking things on, man.
I
You're
know.
badass,
I
bro.
fucking hate it.
Wow, I like it. Like a pilot
I'm
from the
in my
80s.
first set of headphones.
You know, what garage sales you get those from, huh?
I stole them for my son.
I believe it. I'm surprised
I
you're
was
not
thinking
paying,
like
right?
a
I was about
Like a
to ask you what
tractor
kid
trailer
you stole them from.
Yeah.
Good story,
These are,
Mike.
he has like damn 5 pairs for his video games. I'm like, dude, you got 2 controllers. What the fuck you need 5 pairs for?
Yep, special chair, whole 9.
Yeah, he has all that shit.
You're the one that bought him the 5 pairs. Why'd you buy him 5 pairs?
Because he said he needed a pair. Okay.
I have.
Right?
Well,
Fair,
I need a laptop, Mike.
He didn't like them. Yeah, fuck that.
They don't have paper routes anymore. I was gonna say, tell them to get a paper route.
All the adults took those jobs.
Hey, DoorDash, some shit like that.
I
He
don't
does
think
have a
they
fundraiser right now, though. So, hey, if any of you guys, feel like throwing in for his fundraiser, he gets a
What?
couple more. He gets a limo ride.
You
What,
talking about
what
your
is
son
it,
or the
Mike?
guy in the scissor lift?
My son.
What is the
Oh.
fundraiser and where can you donate?
I don't know. You spend like $20 and get like a box of damn Oreo cookies or something.
Where?
Tweet that
Oh,
shit
way to
out.
sell
How
it,
can
Sal.
our
Way to sell it. Can I have
fans
you for the
donate
floor?
to this?
Huh? You sell cars? Like you sold those cookies?
Yeah, right.
I don't know, some bullshit.
Oh,
Hey,
here's some
go
book.
get one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing this thing. Go get you one.
Yeah, here's some book. I look in
Fuck
it, my
yeah,
name's
dude.
in it like 4 times for like $100. I'm like, what's this? He's like, I need some people to buy stuff. I'm like, that's
No.
my name, not your name. You got money?
It's
Oh,
probably those
wait.
$5 candy bars with the Jack's coupon on the inside.
No,
So
fuck, I wish
are
it
you
was
trying to
$5.
say that your son's trying to get a little Hollywood on you?
He's trying.
Hey,
Brother,
before we
yeah,
move on,
Hollywood.
James, can I just want to say something. Recently, earlier this week, Mike, Adam, Coach, and myself were on Ted the Hillbilly Heels podcast, The Heel Truth. It was a lot of fun. We talked about the Jericho Appreciation Society, so I just want to give a shout out to Ted.
New champ.
Yes. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, it was fun.
Awesome, yeah.
All right, back to you,
Glad
James.
guys
Did you
I'm glad you
embarrass
guys-
us with Sammy talk?
No,
Glad you
Sammy
did.
was first, so we got him checked off the list.
Dude, we buried Sammy. I ain't gonna lie. We buried Sammy
Yeah, we
Guevara.
You guys buried Sammy. I didn't. All right, my
You were too
fiance's
busy licking
calling
his
me.
taint.
I got
We buried him deeper
Yeah.
than the
Do
Undertaker.
you spit or swallow with Sammy? I said
Both. Why
Whatever
pick?
he needs.
it.
Why pick one? Just do both.
I ain't sucking off Sammy.
Yeah,
I got
okay.
my
No
high
way,
five.
huh? We have
I mean it,
I think we
Erica,
have
I'm
23
not.
episodes to say different.
I mean, like-
man.
I mean, no.
Is it all an act? Who knows?
I just thought of a topic.
Hollywood, our topic today, I guess they made me pick one. I was forced, mind you. I guess is Hollywood Hogan. Love it, live it. We all lived back in that day. A little string right there.
Well, most of us did.
Yeah, okay, never mind. I'm sorry. 5 of us were alive back in that day, and of
Yeah.
course, we're back in this other day, brother.
I was alive for one of these matches.
Fuck off.
You were alive for a sex tape, I'll tell you that. And knowing
Hey,
you
speaking
watched
of that, Terry Bollea, 1 inch behind. I'll just put it that way. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up.
Oh,
Man
thermos.
the man almost got perjury for lying about his dick size. How crazy!
That was Hulk Hogan's dick size, not Terry's.
You're damn right it was, brother.
He says that. That's ridiculous.
It's insane that he almost got a felony charge for well, you said right here that your penis was this size, Like, how many of us would have felony charges? You know what I'm saying?
It's like Kevin Nash says on his podcast 11
Yeah.
inches soft.
11 soft.
11 soft.
Run, ladies.
See, the trick with that is you got to tell them it's smaller. That way, when you bring it out, they're
How
surprised.
you always do, man.
Undersell, over deliver.
There it is. But I will say Terry Bollea supposedly was born on August 11th, 1953 in Augusta, Georgia. And when I read, today's agenda in the Hulk Hogan bio, James, or Hollywood Hogan bio, I was like, hey, I should do where he was born and where he wrestled at in the fucking 70s, and let's go through every fucking match he's ever had and every feud
Asshole.
and every belt he's won and where he's wrestled and who he's been with, But then I remembered, oh yeah, nah. So I'm just doing we all know Bash at the Beach was because technically we're talking about Hollywood Hogan. So Bash at the Beach was, we all remember that 96, July something. I didn't write that date down.
July
You thought he was coming to help Savage and Sting? Drops a big leg, cuts a promo, business changed forever. I mean, I don't know what bio we need really. Kevin Sullivan first presented the idea back in 1995. Nah, that's the only bio we need, in my opinion. We all know who Hollywood Hogan is. We all know how it happened. It's been bled to death in 1,000 documentaries. Which side is he on? People do say that was Heenan fucking up. But if you remember, Heenan always had issues with Hogan in the 80s. So that is not Heenan spoiling it, brother. That's him staying true to his character. Whose fucking side is he going to be on? Because they have that history of each other.
July 7th. I'm sorry, I said 6th. It's the 7th.
Gotcha.
My fault.
At the Bash at the Beach. But that is not what we were talking about today. I just want to know that's your bio of a
We're talking about Mabel, the third man. Yeah.
right?
I watched the wrong matches.
That's my favorite wrestler right there.
Mabel?
Oh, I watched 2 Mabel matches.
But yeah, the red and yellow, like the black and white, it broke my heart when he left the red and yellow. But we're going to go with, I chose 2 of his biggest losses because people hated him so much as a heel. Like that when he lost, big crowd reactions, and it kind of made these 2 guys in their own right. But the first one is Lex Luger versus Hollywood Hogan from WCW Monday Nitro. It was the 100th episode of it. It took place August 4th, 1997 at the Palace of Auburn Hills in Auburn Hills, Michigan, which they say on the graphic, Detroit. Wrong. But, we all know about the Palace. That being said, I'm going to move past that. Had an attendance of 17,616. A match length of pretty much 11 minutes. And homeboy Meltzer gave it 3/4 star. And, but, that's enough about that. I guess we're going to go to that build. And what better way to build than with our own Devyn? So, Devyn, brother, take it away.
All right. Thank you, James. There honestly is kind of just the main problem between Lex Luger and Hulk Hogan is the NWO.
Hey, time out real quick, Devyn. Brad, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm great. I was just really excited about James' bio because I know how much he wanted to do a bio. And
Yeah.
he loves all of our bios. So this is the thing. Everybody that was insulted by James saying that you guys suck at bios, he was
No.
really getting me. He was
It
getting
wasn't that
me,
you
'cause
suck at
I'm the
bios.
one that made you do it. Fuck bios.
It's too,
right, James?
it's too
Hey,
much
fuck
of
you,
the
mine
bio.
was
Not
good.
that you suck. It's
His
just like,
sucked.
bam, let's go. Born here doing this, and this is why we're at this match. Boom.
It's pretty
He
much
got his
because
heart broken by Victoria in 3rd grade. Like, I mean, let's go.
Lex
Damn right.
Luger had his heart broken by Sting. So he
Bam.
thought. It was really a fake Sting that had been attacking Lex Luger for a couple weeks, causing this huge rift. Well, for a couple months, to be honest, causing a huge rift between Luger and Sting's friendship that went back for like 10 years. So Hollywood Hogan ended up being the one behind it all. He planted the fake Sting to get after Luger, and Luger finally figured it out. So actually 2 days before this Nitro on the Saturday night, on WCW Saturday night, Luger made Hogan tap out by just grabbing him and putting him in a torture rack. It wasn't a match. He just got him in, put him in a torture rack, and Hogan was tapping. And then the next night, or 2 nights later, J.J. Dillon made it announced that it's going to be Lex Luger versus Hollywood Hogan for the WCW Championship.
Yeah, there wasn't much. One thing about Eric Bischoff in this time, there wasn't much to builds back then with him because he really loved the element of surprise. So that is, and you'll find that out in the next match as well, that he really wanted to shock the audiences. He didn't want you to know exactly what was going on. And what do you got there, James?
Well, when I was a child and he turned heel, it really broke my heart. So I took one of these, limited edition type of action figures that I didn't know would be worth shit tons of money later on. And spray painted him black because he broke my heart. I do have another one that is in its original form right here. But yeah, why not have 2 of them and spray? I'm telling you, man, that Hogan heel turn hurt me. It cut me deep. That's why it shows these losses.
I have 2 of those LGN ones from him. They're both beat the hell though. I used to play with them.
There's one spray painted black. It's limited edition, 1 of 1.
So anyway, getting back to the match. Hey, Mike, Nitro Girls opening up. Who's your favorite Nitro Girl?
Every single one of them.
The one dancing.
Whoever's available.
That's
Over.
right.
DDP's
Well,
wife was
Yeah, DDP's
The one dancing was my favorite.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels has one. I'll take the spares. They
Yeah,
can
whatever. Or the
For real.
seconds, right? Either one.
Seconds, thirds, they don't matter to me.
Well, if I'm here and you're here, because they'll
So we
get
have
the top
Lex-
tier.
We have Lex come out, all right, for first, and then we have Hulk Hogan's entrance with the air guitar alone. What'd you think of the NWO music and the air guitar here, James?
Heel. I don't know, man. It took me a long time to listen to that Hendrix song again, and appreciate it. I'm not even gonna lie. Wow, 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 wow. Like it did something to me in that entrance, which granted, there's something, I think it's this one. Yeah. Number one, Buffer says the torture rack of doom when he comes out, so I thought was hilarious. But they say, I believe it's Heenan that says, like, oh, he let him have his time, and now, Hogan's coming out next. And I was like, wow, he's the champ. Like, doesn't he come out last? But anyway, yeah, that the air guitar heel.
So NWO belt, graffiti on the belt. Adam, as a wrestling purist, what'd you think of this, pal?
I was kind of 50-50 on it because when you spray paint it, you make it as a prop. That's what they kind of make it look like. But at the same time, they turned around and started making profit on it, selling NWO belts and this, that, and the other. So in one hand, it's kind of disrespectful because they make it look like it's just an inanimate object that it doesn't mean nothing. I'll just spray paint that, ain't no big deal. But at the same time, I know why they did it. So I was about 50-50 on it.
Hey, Coach, you're a Shivani fan, right?
Love him.
All right, so Michael Buffer's here. I'm sure you're a fan of Michael Buffer in a way, like I am, correct?
Yeah, I do. I like him, but I don't like how he sues people all the time now. That's why
That's what I'm talking
Conrad.
about.
Yeah, that's you should be able to bring up new guys, and if they want to emulate you, and imitation is the highest form of flattery, from what I understand. It's not like anyone's profiting off it. They're not going in the ring, and if somebody went in the ring and did that, that's a different story. But he goes after anybody.
Literally, we play the whole episode of a pay-per-view on a podcast. But as soon as they bring up Michael Buffer, Shivani's like, nope. Like,
yeah,
it's just hilarious to me. So I just thought I was a fan of his too. Devyn, you're a young guy. What did you think of Michael Buffer's?
For the thousands in attendance.
Honestly,
Michael
Michael Buffer, when I was growing up, I thought he was just WCW's, like, I don't know, like just their Terry Finkel. Or Howard Finkel. I didn't think that he was like a big name until I got older. So
right, because he had a
mean
contract with them. Yeah, I
The
get it.
naivety of you sometimes just floors me about how young you were around when all this stuff happened.
Well,
Because
when
he's
you
like
said
the
his
biggest
parents were
announcer.
sick.
Like he's the dude that does all these big ass fights. And Devon's like, I thought he was just a WCW guy.
So when I got
and
older and went back and started watching WCW, I thought he was just like copying Triple H's, like, oh, let's get ready to suck it.
No, that's where Triple H got it from.
Man,
dude.
now, now we're
This
talking.
dude was
Later
the
I
dude.
learned that.
Like, there's a reason Buffer gets paid, by the word, pretty much.
But did he not have a big contract anyways?
Yeah, they paid him
Yeah.
like I think $1 million a year or something like that.
Yep. Even David Penzer and all the guys really hated when he came on, because those guys did all the time. They wanted the main event. So
Yeah.
there was even dissension in the ranks. He wasn't well liked by anybody. But the fans during that time, bar none, the best in the game. But
It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that, Coach, because you think about it, it still goes on today without the ring announcers. It's everything with wrestling when they bring on these big names for the big events, and the guys that are grinding every day aren't the main event, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
And Michael Buffer was one of the pioneers. I
Yeah,
mean,
definitely.
kind of
It's a good-
orchestrated that whole thing.
Very, very good point. So I like this line, guys. The man with the biggest ego, Hollywood Hulk Hogan. And I think that is hilarious for one reason. He's in the ring with the biggest narcissist of all, Lex Luger. So, Adam, you have Hogan selling the arm here. What do you think of Hogan as a seller?
I think he's underrated.
Hell yeah.
He's definitely underrated because if you'll watch towards the end of the match, he just stands there giving it this number for, I swear, 2 minutes waiting on Luger to put him in the torture rack. Because he's so underrated. I mean, he can, as good as he is in the ring as far as being offensive, he's just as good as selling to me.
So we have a real slow start here, Mike, but do you think that's important to the match?
Yeah, well, and we got Luger too. So it's not, I think it's the wrestlers that are in there. They're not in ring workers to me.
Mm-hmm. I get what you're saying. So we have Hogan sucks, not rocks at all. Hogan sucks chance, James. Now, when you were watching this, were you crying as a child?
No, Hogan did suck.
Oh,
Yeah.
Did you think back? Did you think back, and did the feelings come back of what he did to you?
Well, deception, yes, I get you now. Like, I was chanting Hogan sucks because of the deception that he did. I get what you're saying now. But yeah, the Hogan sucks chants were very early in the match, and I thought it adds a lot to it. And I want to give a special shout out to Pee Wee Anderson, man, the referee, one of my favorites.
Oh yeah.
But Hogan doesn't suck.
Oh, Pee Wee's
So
reaction.
point to the sky. Point to the sky because Pee Wee's up there. He died of testicular cancer in '99.
His reaction when Hogan taps is amazing. So
hey,
good.
we're not there yet. Slow down, buddy. Slow down.
Yeah,
Don't let
I just
people
wanna
at
give a
home may
shout
not
out to
know
Pee
how
Wee.
this ends.
Spoiler
Something
alert.
for y'all to look at. Yeah, spoiler alert, 98. 97.
Yeah, what the hell? It's only 22 years old.
25. You know, what's math? You're just a dude that deals with numbers every day.
Yeah, what the fuck? I have a computer that does it for me. But anyway, so we have Hogan stomping Luger in the corner, foot on the neck, elbow to the neck. Coach, as someone that grew up watching Hulk Hogan at like the same age as me, do you think he always worked as a heel, even though he was a baby face?
Brother.
You know, I think it's all about the persona. A good guy can get away with heel moves, and a bad guy will get booed. You know, Hulk had the same repertoire of moves from '82 to Timbuktu. You know, it was the same match, but it was all about what gimmick he was using. If he was in the red and gold, he was getting his butt kicked 80% of the match, and he'd come back with and get hulked up. But he doesn't need to get hulked up in this time, but he still kind of did it.
Right.
But he was more weaselly in words and actions. And that's why he got booed during this time.
Just want everybody to know, if you're watching the video at home, my beer just exploded onto the screen, onto my notes, onto the computer, onto the clothes folded next to me that my wife cleaned. And now it's just on the floor and it's just overflowing. I don't know what to do.
Well,
So
what you gonna do when
gonna
Hulkamania runs wild on you, Brad?
I guess at this point, I just use these pair of shorts to clean the screen, right?
Yep,
So
I
let's do
would.
that. And then the papers.
Those look like boxers. Are those boxers?
I'm in trouble. That's all I know right now is I'm in trouble with this. This is not going to be good for me. Not going to be good.
I really hope she comes up here while we're recording.
What the fuck are you doing?
Brad needs an adult in his house. Brad needs an adult in his house, right?
Right.
Coach, you got on Facebook, message her and tell her what Brad did.
Yeah, hey Deb.
Everything's wet. Everything's wet, damn it.
Here, I'm gonna voice message her right now.
Funny
Hey,
thing
Deb.
is, that's the first time anything's been wet in that room in a long time.
You know where she's at right
Yes.
now, by the way? She's
Brad
at
got
back.
There it
beer
is.
on your thumb, and
She's
you
at
got
back
beer
to
on your
school
bra.
night for the high school.
Check in.
No.
There's the high school kids. Seriously.
Brad, how long has it been since anything else has been wet in that room?
I mean, we already know he can only
Get there.
handle 8 seconds in the box. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, whatever.
We covered that
Anyway,
earlier.
I'm all of a sudden I have Goldberg notes in front of me, but it's not what we're
Well,
doing here.
Here's one thing I wanted to ask Adam. When they're kicking and doing all that shit, he's stomping him in the corner, blah, 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 all that. Pee Wee grabs him and pulls him away. Like, why can he not stomp out Hogan in the corner? Like, why does the ref pull him away when they're doing that? It's not like
It's
he's
the five-
choking him.
It's the 5-second rule because it's like kicking closed fist. And
Oh,
plus,
kind of like
when
not allowing a fair like opponent, a chance, I guess.
even though they're allowed to stand on the corner and do 10 punches or 10 headbutts into the corner, if they're leaning and kicking and punching, there's a 5 count.
Gotcha.
You think I could just put these clothes back in this pile here and let it dry? You should never know.
Yeah, dude, because spilled beer never stinks when it dries on
Yeah,
clothes.
I kind of want to play it and just see how it goes.
What kind of beer was it?
It's Yingling because I'm in Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah,
Right?
that shit
I knew
stinks.
was
Yeah.
coming.
100
Good luck
on
with that.
tap. 100 on tap at City Works, not one Yingling. What the fuck?
All day.
All day IPA, baby.
So, all right. So Hogan's dominating early, and he is the heel. Devyn, do you think that's unusual for the heel to get a hot start instead of the face?
Yeah, for the start of the match that quick for the heel to go off. Normally you'd like the baby face to get a little reaction and then go slower down. But kind of like you asked Mike earlier about it's speeding up, the whole match just starts slow and then progressively gets, to the crescendo. So I think it was kind of needed in this. They didn't have too long. James said it was only about 11 minutes, so they need to, I feel like, get to Hogan getting the heat quicker.
So I'm going to put this to bed after this because I'm done talking about this beer. But here's the reason it exploded. It's frozen.
Oh.
Freaking fridge is too good, right?
Alcohol abuse.
So
Right.
Well, alcohol doesn't freeze, so all you're drinking right now is alcohol.
I fucking love that, Mike. That's true.
I'm just saying.
you're right. I put my vodka in the freezer. Very good.
That is so badass.
Adam, I wanted to ask you too. We talked about his selling, but is Hogan underrated as a in-ring worker?
I think so because everybody, him coming through the sports entertainment era. I mean, and I've said this in the past to a couple of people. Go back and look at some of his Japanese stuff when he was over there doing any of his Japan work. He's probably top 5 wrestlers back then as far as work rate and everything. But then when Hulkamania started and he was paid to be an entertainer, why do all that extra crap? All you got to do is Hogan must pose. And he made millions of dollars going out there posing, throwing his shirt, ripping it. And you know how many times I tried ripping my shirt and couldn't do it?
You
gotta
gotta
have
jump
that.
on his ass a
He cuts
thousand
the top
times,
of
and
it.
that's
He
what hurt him.
cheated and cut the top. I didn't know it.
So
Yeah,
you
I remember my
did that
dad
once.
pointing that out to me one time. He's like, "Yeah, if you notice it never had a collar and it kind of had like a V-neck thing, so he could just go ahead." And I was like,
I didn't rip my
"What?
first shirt until I was
What?"
32.
it's just kind of like Stone Cold not drinking his beer. Yeah, he spilled it all, just like this guy had a gimmick shirt. We know.
Right?
Luger got a bad rap.
Do
I'm
not
sorry,
talk
slow
derogatory
down.
about Stone Cold in that way.
Oh yeah, he drank a lot of that beer. Boom. He just
That is
drank as
funny.
much
He
as I
talks
did.
about our WrestleMania 30 when him, Rock, and Hogan were in the ring. And he's like, "Yeah, me and Rock bashed the beers, dumped like half of it on us, blah, blah." He's like, then you look at Hogan, he's over there like sipping it, drinking it. He's like, "No, you don't do that, Terry." Like, spill it on you.
I did
If
notice
you do
one.
look like Hogan's over there just like
Well, he was having
slow
a good
drinking
time.
and rocking,
He was smart.
him.
I did notice when he did that back body drop on there, Hogan looked in the camera and said, "That's for you, Big Nick in Montreal." You think that had something to do with the Montreal school job? Because that was like what, a month after?
No, this is
don't know.
August.
Yeah.
Montreal
Screwjob's
Screwjob
not
is
till
in
November.
Okay, well then I got it wrong. I got dates wrong. My bad.
All right, we appreciate it. Well, look at Coach smiling over
I
there. What are you
tried.
watching on TV,
No, I laughed about how stupid that comment was, but it was,
What, mine?
yeah, yours. Yeah.
Well, I got my dates wrong because Screwjob was in '97. I thought it was right before that.
No, actually, if you look it up, if you remember Dino Bravo, he was killed in Montreal, and the shout out was to his assassin because Hulk and
Okay.
Dino had heat back in WWE.
Okay.
WWF. I
Well, see,
guess.
there we go. I got my answer in.
Don't you remember
That's
Dino
fucked
Bravo was
up.
paid?
That's
Dino
fucked
Bravo
up.
was paid $100,000 to break Hogan's arm. Remember?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh
That
yeah.
was a
okay.
Sheik.
I
Yeah,
do
he-
want to
He had to break
Ask
his
the
leg though.
question.
Dino
So
broke
was
his arm.
Hogan? Was Hogan
Yeah,
behind the
I still got my
assassination?
answer for it.
Hey, goddamn, what are we doing? Dark Side of the Ring of Dino, or what's going on here?
I'm just kidding. That's total bullshit. I was just making it up.
I do want to ask a question though about when they go to the commercial break during the match and they come
That's
back from
frozen.
commercial break. You hear Heenan very first thing after commercial break. You're right about that, Shivani. Like right as they come back in, and I wonder if Heenan did that on purpose because they supposedly had heat and stuff. So if he just did that to like, hey, Shivani said something informative, but it was on the commercial break and nobody heard it. That type of shit.
He done that a couple of times because I can't remember what I was watching, but somebody was biting somebody in the ring.
Ooh.
And then Bobby Heenan says, "Hey, Tony, so, about biting. Do you remember last night?" Tony says, "Shut up, Bobby." Like in the middle
Guys,
of the
I'm back.
broadcast, just shut up.
Sorry,
And
guys. I got
biting is
lost
still
there for a minute.
prevalent in wrestling, huh?
And shout out to Tony. Hope he's feeling all right after he was assaulted by MJF last night.
By the
Hell of a
devil.
bump. Hell of a bump.
All reports today is that he is resting comfortably, and Lois is being nice to him.
So I wanted to get into Luger getting a bad rep because he didn't grow up a wrestling fan. Mike, do you think that's fair?
No, because I mean, there's a lot of them that don't grow up or grow up not a wrestling fan. There's been several people. Kurt Angle wasn't a wrestling fan growing up. So I don't think that's fair. And, look what he did. He became somebody in there. So he kind of made up for everything else. He didn't have a idol that he was trying to be after or anything else like that. He came up as on his own, for his own.
Well, it was a different generation as well. They were still kind of living under the Old Testament of kayfabe and everything else, where you were bred into the industry. Recently,
Right.
even in the late 90s up until now, any Tom, Dick, or Harry can get into it. If you're big or you can fly. So it's just a different mindset. But yeah, no, I understand. Lex Luger was a star in basketball and football. He didn't have time to watch wrestling as a kid. He was an athlete.
Yeah, if you watch that thing they had on A&E for WWE, that was a great episode for him. And it tells so much about everything for him. And I mean, he wasn't wrestling. He was more into other different sports and everything. So,
And you're so right. We bring it up every week with this, the A&E documentaries. But again, Lex Luger's is,
it's amazing. I think that's one of the best ones there is.
I think it's the best show on TV right now. I really do. I think it's the best. The biographies are unbelievably so well done. So well done.
And let me give Lex a plug real quick. I had the honor of going to Man Camp with Lex Luger and Nikita Koloff back last year in April. Lex and Nikita run a camp twice a year. It's 5 days. It's in Royston, Georgia. So I flew to Atlanta, went to Royston, and it's a tremendous week of, uplifting. It is a spiritual camp, but, you do a lot of stuff. You get to shoot guns and you get to chase things. There's deer, whatever in the trees. So if you're a city slicker, it's an interesting experience.
And I wanted to ask you, Devyn, is this Lex Luger's biggest moment?
I believe it is. Earlier in the show, he cuts a promo saying that tonight will be the biggest moment in his career. And if he's able to defeat Hogan, it will be his career-defining moment. And I can't think of a bigger moment in his career.
And it's so funny.
I mean, Yokozuna was a big deal.
Yeah, I was about to say this and Yokozuna is probably
Lex
his
Express.
those are probably his
Starting
two
Nitro.
biggest moments.
I know, but he also earned
first Nitro.
He earned this moment. He earned this moment back from a guy that didn't want him there. He earned his way back into a position where he was supposed to fail. He was basically given an offer, like they say, an offer you can't refuse. He was given an offer he should have refused. What we're talking about here, what I'm talking about here is Eric Bischoff offered him $150,000 to come back to WCW when he found out he wanted to come back, which was $600,000 less than what he was making already. He said, "I'm going to take this opportunity and earn my way back," and he definitely did here. Love him or hate him in this time, you can't take that away from him. So we have a really Hogan playing to the crowd. James, do you think he is just that good of a heel? Did you know it at the time, or you were just mad at him because he let you down? Like, what is it about this that made you want to do this? How well did he really get over on you?
The heel, it was real, man. Like when he turned heel, because I mean, you think about fucking Scott Hall comes down first, Nash comes down later, the adjective, like all that shit. They go to Great American Bash, they win the titles, they powerbomb, or no, I don't know if they had a match actually, but I remember they powerbombed Bischoff through the table. Mind you, I didn't see any of these live. I saw like the replays on Nitro when they do it, what happened last night type of stuff. And I mean, they just came in and took over. They torpedoed Rey Mysterio into a fucking trailer. Like, it was a hostile takeover, and you wanted, man, somebody from WCW's got to step up. They won everything when they came in. There's just heat. Hogan was just beating everybody. Like, you wanted this, man. For the good of the company, y'all got to take this shit over, man. You're letting the inmates run the asylum type of thing. So, yeah.
So, James, question. Were you a Sting fan?
Big time.
All right. So would you have felt the same way if Sting was the one that was third man?
Probably, but not as extreme as this is Hogan, man. This is the guy. Sting was cool, WCW's guy, because I was a little stinger, but Hogan is the reason anybody's watching,
I'm with you, man. And I mean, I told you guys what Hogan meant to me last week, just like he did to you, James. I mean, he is the reason I am a wrestling fan. He's not the reason I stayed one, but he's the reason I became one. He was bigger than life. He was the vitamins, say your prayers.
I mean, when he would Hulk
That was
up,
real,
there ain't
man.
nothing like that, dude. Like he's getting his ass beat, and all of a sudden there's that one punch, he's just like, boom, on his knees, fucking sold. You know, you just see the crowd jumping, people are waving, like they know it's coming and they want it so bad, and it just, you know, was it boot leg drop thermos? I mean, you know, it was there, man.
I think it's
huge.
lost,
Like
man.
Logan was the guy.
You rooted for him to win as a babyface. We always want the championship to change hands now. Let's face it. We don't care. We want to see something happen.
Yeah.
We wanted him to win. We wanted him to stay champion. That is hard. That is, you know, he had it. He had it. And I still watch it. I love this match, you know, and he lost, but I still love Hogan, even as a bad guy.
I watched every Monday for him to get his comeuppance. Like, that's what it was. Somebody's got to beat this motherfucker. He's a bad guy. He took our business from us, and he's like, somebody's got to beat him, you know?
So we have a good suplex by Hogan. Luger out of 2. Second one, out again. Hogan talking to the camera, then the ref, working everybody. Chops
You're
by
about to
Hogan.
get your ass busted. That's what he says to a Pee-wee. Camera picks that one up big time.
Didn't hear many woos for the chops, which is unusual. Then we have the big boot by Hogan, and Shivani calls this foot to the face. Can Shivani get it right at all? He can't name a spine buster. He calls it whatever. Big foot to the face. Like, what in the world? All right, so then we have the body slam and the leg drop by Hogan. Luger, but Luger kicks out. Is this the first time this has ever happened, Devyn?
I don't believe so. I'm pretty
Why
sure
not? Come on, you
Ultimate
set me up.
Warrior kicked out of it at WrestleMania.
There you go.
And if you listen to it, the commentary, they say during the commercial break, he got hit with the chair.
Yeah. So then he
So
misses the next one. But then we got everybody in the ring now. We got Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Macho Man. Was this necessary? All right, Adam.
Oh, what happened?
You were raising your hand.
No, I was doing Macho Man. You got to see the difference between raising the hand and doing the Macho Man.
All right. Well, now you're up. Was this necessary, Adam?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely up. But I mean, him being the heel. So
Promo code
him,
KOC. I'm kidding.
So Mr. Thermos, since he's the leader of the NWO anyway, and since he got the early advantage over Luger at the beginning, and then when Luger started coming back, that's when everybody comes in, because that's what heels do. Heels don't fight fair, and that was a normal thing for Hogan. Come on, it was always Nash and Hall mostly, and Macho Man didn't come out a whole lot. But it was mostly them two guys, and you'll notice every time they come out, it doesn't do well for him.
That's what
So
I'm talking about, though. Like, Hogan was such a bastard heel that, like, oh, you know, everybody come and save me. Like, that's how, you know, they built him as like this dude. Because
and it never works out for him. It's like,
heel type stuff.
so he always did the back rake and everything. That's what I loved about Hogan. Even in the red and yellow, he did the back rakes. He did the eye gouges, stuff like that. So even then, he had heel tendencies. But yeah, this is something he always had to do. He always had to have backup. I'm surprised they wasn't out there for the whole match anyway.
Right. I thought maybe I didn't remember the lead up, but I was wondering if they were not allowed to be out there because that happens sometimes. I was wondering that. Comes out the next match, comes out alone too.
He could have at least had Virgil or Vincent out there. My gosh.
Somebody. So we have Luger cleans
Actually,
the
earlier
ahead,
in the
Devyn.
same show, sorry to cut you off, but
No,
everyone
it's
of the
okay, Devyn.
NWO, everyone had a match earlier in
What's
this
that mean?
night. Because
So
as the
they-
first ever 3-hour Nitro, every single NWO member had a match in this.
Even
Nitro.
Bischoff?
Well, not Bischoff.
Motherfucker, nothing.
It was,
Wasn't
all
there
the
like 50 of
wrestlers.
them? There was
it
like
was
50
also the
members.
100th match. It was also the 100th match.
Yeah,
the 100th
episode-
100th episode, yeah.
100.
Yeah. Keeping it 100. All right.
Bam.
So then Luger actually cleans house here. I mean, they really didn't stand a chance against him. And very quickly, he gets him up into that torture rack. And it's not long. It's not
Well,
long.
he does this. You got to say, like, he does this, and then you see the crowd go
He
fucking
does what, James, for those of
bananas.
us that aren't watching on video?
He does the torture rack sign, and the
Okay.
crowd goes fucking ape shit. They know it's coming. We all know it's coming. Because, like you said, he got him to tap on it, earlier. So it's like, holy fuck, is Luger gonna do it? Is Luger gonna save the company? Save WCW?
So let me ask you, Coach, how often do you see Hulk Hogan submit?
Not very often. I think I can count it on one hand.
I know one other time. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, Lex Luger was probably one of the only people I would root for against Hulk because I was Team NWO all the way. But I loved Lex Luger. 86 was my wheelhouse. That's when I was 12 years old. So to see him come up through the Four Horsemen and everything, you just kind of grow an attachment to people that you followed for a long time. So to see Lex finally get his moment, that was great. And to see him lose it, that sucked.
Mike,
Roller coaster week.
Mike, did you believe the excitement here by Luger? Did you believe he was truly happy, or was he putting on a show?
I think he was happy because I think at that time he was more into it at the time. He was into the wrestling. He wasn't like it was in WWE or WWF at the time. So I think at this time, I think he was happy. He wasn't not disappointed. I mean, he just won the world title.
That was his first championship since '92, I believe.
Yeah,
Correct.
92, yeah. Because
Hey,
I don't
what,
think
Go ahead. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
I got something on this. I would like to double down on what Mike's saying. I think Luger was happy because wrestling was the hottest it's ever been. Like, if you think when Luger was there, some would say that those were dips in wrestling. Obviously the American Lex Express, whatever thing did not work. When he was at the Crockett, it was starting to go down when he was, there. Like, so, and obviously, I don't know, but yeah. So when he wins the title and wrestling's probably like it's in its hottest era for sure, I think it is kind of like, I think he actually was excited.
yeah, and like what Eric Bischoff said before, like with the contract, he proved to him and everybody else that he wanted to be there. So it kind of meant something to him then.
Absolutely. And yes, it wasn't a 5-star match, but who the hell cares? It accomplished what it needed to accomplish. And let me talk about that for a minute with everybody that came to the ring. That was every babyface came to the ring. What'd you think of that, Devyn?
I love that, honestly. It's showing that the union, like everyone's united for WCW. Luger did it for us.
That's what I'm
Screw the
saying.
NWO.
Okay, but you had Big Show come out, or John at the time.
He
Then
recently got the whole NWO turned on him.
Yeah, but he switched back and forth 15 times in like 2 months.
But see, Hogan
He
actually
was a
beat
face at this
the
time.
Giant.
Yeah, this week he was a face, so he came
Yeah.
out, and then you seen little Rey Mysterio kind of jump on his back and everything.
Luger won the title. Luger won the title. Shivani's voice is cracking. Oh,
See, Hogan beat the Giant a year prior to win the title, and he had been champion that whole time. So I guess that's why he was still babyface then, because he got beat by Hollywood Hogan.
You know what's
And
crazy?
if you protect a move like the torture rack and then he uses the torture rack to win, it's also a big pop. And I think Hogan tapped because Lex didn't have a pinning finisher. He had the torture rack.
I'm going to go off on a little bit here because there's a lot of NWO shirts in the crowd, right? We agree to that.
A
Oh
lot.
yeah.
So why
NWO
the
is hot.
fuck? Why the fuck are they not booing? Did it seem like everybody was on Lex's side here?
Yeah.
It's fun to
It
boo.
seemed like it, but yeah, I don't know. I agree with you because I was an NWO fan.
I mean, they act
And-
like a tyrant was defeated. Like everybody's going ape shit, crowd's going ape shit. Maybe they're just cheering because they saw a change, But I think it was a good. I don't know, man.
I think
when the
Luger-
crowd goes ape shit for this, it's just big to me. Like it gets.
I think Luger actually wanted to be there because, like Brad said earlier, he took a huge pay cut to go to WCW. So why else would you want to go to WCW other than for the joy of being there to wrestle? So I think he was genuinely happy with everything he was doing.
You think it had something to do with his time in WWF? Like he had to hate WWF that much to take that big of a pay cut to go WCW to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Or was that the only thing offered?
What else?
He was offered a thing with WWF.
Well,
'Cause they were
it
trying to
wasn't
put him on the-
multi-millions at like 95.
Yeah, because I thought his contract was just forgot about and like it was secretly just not picked up, and that's why he left
Yeah.
because they didn't even care to let anybody know his contract was up.
The loophole.
The way I listened to it, does that sound right, Coach?
Oh, that's 100% right. And I would say that Lex, he never really enjoyed the wrestling part. He's even stated that, you know, it was just a job for him. But I think at this time, he's a competitor. And I think that once he got into the moment, you know, his old sports instincts kind of kicked in. But, you know, I think Lex has truly changed also. He likes wrestling now. I don't think he really liked wrestling back then. He definitely didn't like the fans. He's made that well known. You know, you couldn't go up to Lex Luger and get an autograph, whether he was a good guy or a bad guy.
Well, you know, it's kind of like back then when they were pushing him. They pushed him to the moon with the Lex Express and all that, and then his contract ends, and like nobody says anything about it. That would make me feel like, well, damn, they really don't care, because if they really cared about me, they'd have been on top of that. They'd been on top of my contract. They'd have offered me something weeks ago. But the fact that nobody acknowledged my contract was up, that would make me feel kind of, wow, do they really want me here? Type
Yeah,
deal.
but back in that day though, didn't that not happen several times? I mean, it's not like they had like a Google Drive type deal where they say, hey, you know, Luger's contract's coming up in a month.
It happened to a couple guys.
So I mean, it happened. You know, it just time's rolling. Let's keep on going, and you know, it's not.
I think it was just a timing thing for Lex.
Yeah.
So I will say this. This ended oddly for me because usually they ended right then and you're desperately out of time. This went on for a while, this ending. And you had no desperately out of time. And then you had a celebration in the back. You had Hogan in the back flipping tables.
Why
And
are
then-
you making that face, Brad? You had Lex Luger celebrating with all the faces in the background. Rey Mysterio is one of the people up front. They're fucking dumping shit all over him. They're cheering, man. WCW won the belt back, bro. What the hell are you talking? This went on too long. No, this is a war, and they finally got the upper hand after.
I don't
like
buy
a
it.
year.
I think the match ended early and they needed to fill time.
Well, that's TV. You
I'm
know,
just
you
telling
want
you what I
to
think,
no, you
because
want
it was
to see
awkward.
the celebration.
I'll disagree. I'll disagree.
You're
I'm
making,
gonna
you're
turn the
making
camera on.
Lex. You want. The
I disagree too. So go ahead, Coach.
Here's why I disagree. It was kind of a throwback to the old NWA. If you remember when Ricky Steamboat beat Ric Flair, they had that big everybody come down to the ring. They did that when Dusty won the championship. When Ricky won against Ric Flair, remember they poured the champagne in his eyes and his eyes were burning and
When
everything.
Hogan won it, Andre fucking blasted him with champagne.
Might be
Yeah,
a good
so-
question for Tony.
I
Might be
think
a
it
good
was
question.
planned. I think it was planned too, because they just happened to have champagne back there that night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the
paint
faces
dinner.
are chanting Luger, which kind of reminds me of you remember at this one WrestleMania match we covered earlier where all the faces are watching the monitor? Kofi. I mean, it's
Right.
kind of the same, like it's the same thing, you know.
Well, 4 months later, when Sting finally defeats Hulk Hogan or Hollywood Hogan, the whole babyface crowd comes out and celebrates with him again. So I think it's just
It's
the
a
era.
war, man.
All right,
NWO's
fuck
taking
me,
over
all right?
the territory.
I just think it was the whole NWO versus WCW deal. I think
Yeah,
that's all
yeah,
that
that's exactly
had to
it.
do
Well, I'll
with
tell
it.
you this. What's a nice touch was him washing the belt. That was a nice touch.
Yeah, but you know, it didn't take no paint off. It didn't take it off.
Listen,
you
it's
noticed-
a marker, buddy. It's a freaking Sharpie. What are you going to
It's
do?
spray paint. It's not
It's a
permanent marker.
They had
It was
lacquer
always
thinner, but
different belt
apparently it
every
wasn't
day,
strong
every
enough.
day.
When he was in the ring, he did not have a marker on there. He had a spray paint.
Yeah, but that was a different belt.
Oh, was it?
I'm done with this match.
Right.
Is that the belt? Is that the belt that they lost to Longhorn, or is that the different belt?
The whole business
that-
doesn't work.
But if you notice, when he's
Matt
rubbing it
Jones
off,
has that belt.
yeah,
You
when
guys
when
sound
he's
like
doing
marks.
it don't come off. It's covered with champagne, so it's not coming off.
You're
So you know-
champagne, Mike.
I know.
The champagne of beers. I could use one. I have a frozen beer and this one's gone. I
Right?
mean, I might need to duck out for a minute and get one.
I know. I think we're desperately out of time on this match.
And plus work called. I'm like, yeah, you know I'm recording.
Right.
Yeah, right. That's
And
mine.
as I look at it, we have Devyn with the topic. So Devyn. take
So
it
we
away.
got
Devyn,
Hey,
hold
Brad,
on.
Brad, we got about 5 minutes, so go get you another beer because Devyn's gonna be talking about
Yeah,
sending.
no.
the-
I
So
actually gonna call
Sammy
work.
this week on his vlog said,
All
Hey,
right. So
Devyn,
actually,
go ahead, buddy.
So my topic this week is not about Sammy at all. It's about something that just happened to me right before we fucking recorded. So I'm walking here. I went to the store real quick, pick up some Nitro Pepsis. Those are my jam. But so I'm on my way back. It's about 6:45, and my neighbors, they're outside looking because there's a double rainbow outside. It's honestly, it's really beautiful. They're taking pictures of it and stuff. So I stopped, say hello to them real quick, and I just keep walking. I try to keep walking. And they stopped me, want to talk about every single thing in the book. They had kids that are only like 3 years younger than me. So right now they're in like their senior and junior year of college. So they're talking about that to me. They're trying to just keep talking. I'm telling them, hey, I got to leave. I have a podcast to record. And they just do not care. They don't even acknowledge that I'm trying to leave. Like, so they just keep following me down all the way to my house. We're standing in front of my house in my driveway, and they're just still talking my ear off. Like, how the hell do I leave this conversation without acting like an asshole?
What we all
that's
talking
what I'm
about?
saying. Like, once again, you value something greater than us, and you're just like, hey, I have a podcast to do, and then just like stand there. I got to do something. Go ahead.
Well, no, how do I say
I'm all
bye?
ears.
Like,
You're a bitch.
Hey, you know what you do when they're talking in the middle of it? You say, "All right, peace out. I gotta
Right?
go."
I got some shit I got to do.
I mean, or you just turn around and shut the door. You're in front of your house. You walk inside your house. You shut the door, and you come down here.
Lock,
To
whatever you need
Yeah.
to do.
Or you can say, "Hey, Erica, come here for a minute."
Bitch.
so
See?
Erica's coaching cheerleading. Well, she got home like half an hour ago, but she was coaching cheerleading at the time. So I'm the only one there. And like, I don't know. I didn't know how to not be rude.
Hey, you'll
So
grow
I
up
may have started
sometime,
like
man.
5 minutes late.
Confrontation
So
and
I'm
being,
sorry.
you know, like
Send one
handling
of- send
business
one of
is
your
a man
cats
thing, and
outside.
someday you'll be a man.
Send one of your cats outside. Hey, talk to my cat. I don't want to listen.
For real.
My cats aren't going outside.
I got an outside cat.
Oh.
Fucking A. So
Okay.
is that
Well, speaking of cats, so
Oh,
I had another topic. It wasn't about cats, it's about dogs. So recently we just had the Labor Day fireworks in our town, and Erica's niece thought it was a bright idea to bring her little puppy to the town fireworks. So they're sitting like 20 feet behind us. We're watching the fireworks and stuff. When the fireworks are all over, we turn around. Her niece is not there, and her whole group of friends, they're not there. We're like, wonder what's going on. So Erica calls up her niece. Oh, I can't talk right now. We're looking for our puppy. It ran off during the fireworks show. Who the fuck thinks it's a smart idea to bring puppy to a fireworks show?
For real.
Oh my gosh. My full-grown dog that my mom has, it freaks out when there's fireworks going on. And that's at home. That's not even at the, it was a shit show. They found the dog like the next day or later that night, but
You know what I do? Because, I'm going hunting and stuff. So I take a dog with me sometimes. But I tie it to a tree or, get leashed up and fire off the gun a couple times. That way it gets used to the sound. I don't shoot at it. I don't try to scare it. Like it scares it, but try to get used to it. So now I got one, I can be up in my tree stand and I got my one dog would be right down there at the bottom of the tree, just sitting there or laying there or whatever. And if I shoot the gun, he's sitting there.
what are they, beagles?
They're healers. It's
okay.
actually the same kind of dog like Eric Bishop has, a blue healer.
You told me your kids was underneath your tree stand.
Well, I'm trying to teach them how to chase a deer too.
They're tied up next to the
Yeah.
dogs.
I'm trying to teach them, sniffing.
Mike
the
has a
blood.
feeder out there for the kids too.
Yeah.
It has cereal in it instead of corn.
I just see daughter just rolling up like with antlers. Dad found it. He's just dragging a fucking deer.
My youngest would. That's crazy. My youngest would.
Here you go,
He's
kiddo.
dragging
Here's you
a
some
buck
Captain
up there.
Crunch. Thanks for your help. Here's some Captain
Yeah,
Crunch.
my youngest is the one out here playing with damn worms and everything else.
Dad, it's a
so-
20 pointer. Just dragging a whole fucking buck.
Here, carry this deer. It builds character.
Yeah. My oldest daughter, she don't want nothing to do with it. My son, he's into it a little bit if we go, but he don't give a fuck.
Do you pickle the deer heart?
No, fuck that.
Hey,
That's good.
Fuck that. No.
Brad's back.
Hey, Brad's back.
Hey.
I
went through
did, though.
Devyn's topic. He had two of
How-
them.
How
I
come
did,
we, when Mike leaves, we talk shit about him, but when Brad leaves, we don't say nothing.
Yeah, I did though. My first
What's
deer I
his
did
show?
kill. We cleaned it out, and I had to take a bite of the heart.
Ooh.
So
Your very
That was
first deer?
my very first deer I killed, yeah. When we cleaned it out, that's just one thing. I was with my brother-in-laws and everything else. That's what they said. You know,
I'm
take-
still yet to get mine.
Well,
Maybe
I
this
guess up next on the old docket is Adam. So Adam, what you got for us this week?
So I've been, for some reason, I've been on Netflix and listening to some of these comedians. And here recently, I ran across Jimmy Carr. He's a British comedian, and he is so funny. He's explained on the stand-up. He says, "Do you know what a Spider-Man is?" And the audience says, "Well, no." he, he says, "It's when you and your girlfriend are about to do whatever,
Ooh.
and she's looking the opposite way from you. You finish in your hand. She turns around. You throw it at her, say, 'Spider-Man,' throw it in the face."
I'm gonna try it.
That's the
I'm not.
Spider-Man.
Hey, Lynette.
I'll be
And-
single.
You say when you come in
Spider-Man
your hand and
tonight.
throw it?
Yeah.
Spider-Man tonight.
You throw it and say, "Spider-Man," and throw it in her face.
Hey, I will say on Urban Dictionary, there's a user named Elkenstein. If you search it, not saying I know who it is per se, but got a couple doozies. One of them's called the what is it? The Seminole Wind. One of my favorite John Anderson songs. But yeah, one of them's called Seminole Wind. But somebody's favorite John Anderson song. But yeah, Elkenstein, Urban Dictionary, check it out.
He also does another one called The Pirate. And what you do is you
gosh.
take out one of her eyes, and then when she's like, "Oh man," you kick her in the shin, she goes, "Oh," like a pirate sound. So that's called The Pirate. So Devyn, that's a couple of things you can try this evening.
All right. Thanks for the tips and tricks.
Jimmy
Adam.
Carr is so funny. You get time to watch him on Netflix, I would recommend it because he's great. A little edgy.
Great.
So if you don't like that edgy comedy, don't watch him. But I think he's hilarious.
I mean, I think people that watch us kind of get it. You know.
Oh, there's a story there.
He had a clothes hanger joke, but I don't want to go that far.
Story there.
But the clothes hanger joke was pretty good too.
Yeah,
Costume
we may
change.
leave that one on the cutting room floor, if you know what I'm saying.
But he's real good. He has 3 on Netflix, and I watched all 3, listened to all 3 today. So there, he's great.
Jimmy Carr. I'll have to check him out.
Sorry,
You know
I
what
was
else you
gone,
have to
guys.
check out? Goldberg
You all right,
versus
Brad?
Hollywood Hogan. Our
Wait a minute, did I
second
miss-
match.
Did I
What do you
miss
think?
movie time with Coach? Did I miss the spirit of the heel turn with James Alcarai?
Holy fuck, yeah, we did. Yeah. Well, hey, go ahead, coach. Take it away because
Spider-Man.
Yeah, here's Spider-Man right next to me.
Hey-o.
1997. Yeah, there she is. Prepare for it later. I'll tell you about it. It's a little personal. So 1997 was a great year for movies, but the movie I'm going to be talking about today and asking you guys about today is Las Vegas Vacation. Vegas Vacation. Now,
Mr. Papa Giorgio.
Hell yeah.
right. That's a great movie. I mean, Clark loses all that money in blackjack. The daughter ends up at a strip club. The son, I think his name is Rocky.
Vacation.
Yeah, Vegas Vacation. It's from '97. He's shooting dice. The mom is hooking up with Wayne Newton. Classic film.
The damn tour,
But that
man.
was-
You can't forget about the damn tour with the damn bait.
Right, exactly. That was a great movie.
I love it.
But it was just one of a series, you know. Try to exclude the Christmas one because that's its own thing. It has my rules. You know, you could say your whatever that F Mary kill rules, but in this one, leave the Christmas one out. Which one besides Christmas is your favorite? European, Vegas, the original where they go to the amusement park? Which are the ones where they're really on a vacation, not at home?
So
I think the
other than that one, other than Vegas, is that what you're saying?
No, just don't include the Christmas one where they're
'Cause that's
actually on a
everybody's
trip.
favorite, right? Yeah, I got you.
Well, yeah, I mean, and plus they're not on a trip; they're at home. I don't
Yeah.
consider that a vacation.
So
I
I'll
want
go.
to do vacation movies.
So I just want to
Go
let you know
ahead.
there's a great drinking game first with Christmas Vacation. I want everybody to play. If they say Griswold Family Christmas, drink half your beer. If they say Christmas, drink one. Oh, fun night. Let me tell you. Because it's right off the bat in that car. Griswold Family Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Anyway, my answer would be the original Vacation. Just because for some reason after that huge car wreck, he sits Rusty down and has a heart-to-heart with him. Like, I would be so pissed off at that moment after that car. Like, they're all freaking broken down in the middle of nowhere. They have nowhere in sight.
Yeah.
Is there anything? And he's just like, sit down, Russ. And he cracks did he crack a beer? Like, let me tell you, and he's just talking to him. I'm like, dude, there's no fucking way I'm doing that. I am pissed off at all of them, even though it was all my fault. I'm pissed off. Way to keep it cool,
Right.
Clark. Anyway, next.
Can we add in the newest one?
No, because Thor's in it.
Thor's in the new one.
Yeah, it's him.
Well, hey, we got two Coach Rosies up here.
Right.
Yeah, we're good with one. All right.
Okay. Well, I like the newest one, but the Vegas one, I'd say that's my favorite out of all of them.
Yeah.
Probably because more my age group. Like, I mean, I don't know. But him going after Mr. Papachanio or whatever the fuck his name
Mr.
is.
Papa Giorgio.
Papa Giorgio, that's it. Papa Giorgio. You know, when he first wins, I mean, he goes out there, that damn slot machine, that first one, boom, wins a car. You know, and then he goes up there, and then later on, when they get ready to do the family reunion thing, you know, they walk in there, and he's in a hot tub. He has like 4 chicks around him, and he's Mr. Papa Giorgio. Like, no, you're
Am I
not.
right? Am I right?
So that one has to be one of my favorites. But
That's good shit, man. That's good shit.
I'm gonna add on to that because Vegas Vacation is my favorite one as well. His freaking nephew's got all of his face pierced up, so he can't even eat food anymore. He's got to drink everything through a straw.
and the cousin, she's hot as hell. Yeah, the cousin, she's like one of those little crack whores out there dancing around and everything else.
She takes the daughter to the carnival where they dance,
Yeah, they
climb
go
up the whole thing and are dancing in front
on
of
a tower or
everyone.
whatever it is and dancing around. And then at the very end, they leave and they have all these fucking cars. You think they would sell them or something, but they're still damn.
The 4 of them just drive them home.
They
I
drive-
think one of them has to drive a Dodge Neon. Like, there's all
Right?
those other nice cars. The one's a Dodge
You got
Neon.
you got a Mustang, you got Hummers, you got a Corvette. You
Yeah,
got
Neon.
That's what I would win. If I went to Vegas, I would win the Dodge Neon.
Yeah. Like, who got to do that? Hey, Coach, by the way, trivia question. Where was Mr. Papa Giorgio from?
Oh,
You got me.
Yuma.
Yuma, Arizona?
Arizona.
Wow.
Come on.
Yeah, you
that-
think
that
I
was-
would have remembered that?
I teach
But here's
you
one
up.
thing I do remember. Let me tell you a great scene from the Vacation series. Remember when Mom's sex tape went public when she got that camera stolen when she went to the fountain in European Vacation?
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah.
Okay. European was my least favorite, though.
That's
Yeah,
the only
no,
one I
but
haven't seen.
You know, he gives this local guy a camera where you take a picture and he goes, yeah, get in the fountain, get in the fountain. And he runs. Well, there's an inappropriate movie with Clark and his wife and it goes worldwide. That's one of my favorite scenes.
Have you seen that video?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I have.
Brad's looking up right now.
Yeah.
Now
Adam, what you got?
we talked about Terry Bollea and Chevy Chase's penis today.
I like penises.
And don't forget Christy Brinkley in that Corvette.
Flipping that. Yes.
That's going on TikTok.
Man. Adam, what you got, please? What's your favorite Lampoon Vacation movie? God almighty.
Having fun tonight. Freaking work call.
Any of the vacations are good with me. On the European vacation, I wasn't real big on. But the one, which one is it where they're going to Wally World and he's beside Christy Brinkley?
First one.
That's the first one.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
That is John Candy in it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's riding all the rides with him.
I'm
He's a
sorry,
security
we're
guard.
closed.
I need to watch this shit now. Let's get high and watch this.
I ain't watched it forever.
Sounds good.
Not
I'm
getting
down with Brad. Let's get high and watch it.
That was
Yeah.
before Devin was born, right?
all of us before Devin was born, except for maybe Vegas.
Our
Yeah.
next bonus episode, we're gonna get high and watch them Vegas Vacation.
You guys can watch along with us while we just talk shit.
Take gummies and talk shit.
Oh man,
I
this
think
is
my, I
some
think my
fucking shit.
favorite one is Animal House. I really like that movie. Niedermeyer was an asshole. That's Kevin Bacon. I really related
Meyer
to
was not
Belushi.
Kevin Bacon.
Huh?
What about Van
Meyer was not
Wilder?
Kevin Bacon. Kevin
Or who-
Bacon was the pledge. Nina
Yeah.
Meyer was the asshole that smoked a long cigarette.
Does Van Wilder
Don't be an
count?
asshole, Nina Meyer.
Yeah, we're talking about vacation movies, but my
Okay, so
vacation-
National Lampoon's Van Wilder don't count.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have all fucked up the rules. So shit. Play it your fucking way. I'm
so
turning my
fucking
camera off.
And that was movie time with Coach Rosey.
There's some really bad Lampoon movies, but I've liked most of them anyway.
No, I was just talking shit because we were chosen specifically a vacation ones,
If I
and I
if
just
I
went
wanted
Animal
to
House.
ask-
I
that
thought we were
kind of
talking about like the
question.
National Poon Vacation,
all right, then
not
fine,
regular vacation.
I'll change the question.
No.
Which-
We're good.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, here, yeah, I'm
It's
here.
your show, man. Go ahead. It's your show.
Hold on. National Lampoons. We used to watch those movies for the boobs.
The boobs.
Which of those tit flicks from the Lampoon Vacation series did you like? Like Van Wilder? There and a couple other.
I like Van Wilder,
Van Wilder was my favorite.
but I
Euro
also
trip.
Was Revenge of the Nerds a Lampoon movie?
no, but it should be.
No. Yeah, that was good.
He basically raped his future wife in that. You know that, right? Like he
All
went in
right,
there-
moving on, and that was movie time. with Coach
he
Rosey.
dressed up in that costume and took her in the back room, and then she found out it was the nerd.
She consented. She consented.
Consented
to,
to
a,
the
to an
freaking-
astronaut. She consented to an astronaut or whatever the fuck.
She should have asked.
The moon room.
Yeah, that is not age well.
She
my
should have
God.
known when it was naked time or
Yeah,
well
11
well
inches
time. She should
there's
have known.
definitely a penis difference. I'm sure of some kind
11
of
inches
A
soft.
perjury penis difference?
Like Kevin Nash, 11 soft.
Soft.
Terry
Soft.
Bollea, Hulk Hogan. An inch
Soft.
behind the Terry Bollea story.
SAWFT.
Speaking of the spirit of the heel turn, I'm gonna swing us away from this shit.
Swing it. 11 inches. Yep.
My goodness.
11 soft.
What's Adam
Swing it.
doing?
He's just so impressed. Like a fucking
Baby's arm.
right? Or
Hold it up.
whatever you want. You know what I do want is the penis swinging talk to stop.
This freaking
That's
beer.
Brad's fault. He makes us do those.
Speaking of
every
thermoses,
day.
what about Hulk Hogan?
Right? That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
We're doing the spirit of the heel turn, and this is a heel turn episode, brother. And I'm
That's
just
right.
over here
That's
trying
right.
to say my prayers and eat my vitamins. Y'all are talking about swinging dicks, Who
Just
am I
a
to who am I
swinging.
to be the PG one on this episode? Dick swingers? Brad, never mind. Brad said a quote earlier. I'm going to clip till the fucking cows come home.
That's my new ringtone.
Let me tell you something. But,
Mean Gene.
hell, I guess I flip-flopped this whole damn format around because, speaking of flip-flopping around, let's go with something that was not even announced and just happened to happen. And that is Goldberg. Goldberg. Goldberg versus Hollywood Hogan. And it takes place at WCW Monday Nitro, episode 147 from the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, Georgia, July 6th, 1998. It had
Oh, no.
an attendance of 41,000 for a TV episode. 41,412. Match length of about 8 minutes, and Meltzer gave it. Who gives a shit? Because if you watch the crowd, I don't give a, you can't rate that less than fucking
Wait, yes, you're right. Watch the crowd and listen to the chants.
the whole match is live.
41,000.
Watch the crowd. Watch the crowd and listen to the chants. When they put it on the camera, not one person is saying Goldberg, go, but it's fucking loud as hell. Like everybody in the damn arena saying it.
So there was literally 2.5 times the crowd in this match than the first match.
Yeah.
Yes.
A
2.5.
dome for a nitro.
But why do you think Hogan wrestled that match?
It was his idea.
What
It
do
was
what do
his
mean?
idea.
Then when he comes out, here comes the eruption. That's what I think somebody says. And then,
Hogan wrestled
Heenan's
that match
Oh, it's
'cause-
bigger than before, which I thought was a good. That's what she said moment.
Because JJ Dillon told him to. That's
Yeah,
why.
'cause he's the
Actually obligated.
Contractually obligated.
So what'd you think of the Goldberg presentation there, Devin?
I loved it. I think Goldberg's great. He's so intense. He's so like, he's just everything about the moment. It
Like
looks
you
so
assholes
real.
weren't glued to your TV in 90s. Shake your head all you want. You little motherfuckers are sitting
I hated
cross-legged,
Goldberg.
I
sitting
hated
down.
Goldberg.
Y'all
I am. I'm
watching
shaking my
this
head.
shit bullshit.
I'm shaking my head. You know why?
I'm more of
He
a
is-
Gilbert fan.
Goldberg
you would
could
be,
get
Brad.
Hey, he
Goldberg
was
could kick. If
Who's the guy
Goldberg
that
got
used to hang
kicked,
around with Carmella, the no chin motherfucker? That's
You're
Brad.
pissing off
Ellsworth.
Mike. You're pissing off Mike right now.
hey, you know why I'm shaking my head? Goldberg could get kicked in the knee, and what does he do? He's shaking his head.
He's hulking up.
Please go to the
Shaking
YouTube
up.
channel and watch Mike have a jizz moment in his pants.
Fuck
All
that.
right.
To this day, Goldberg is
I-
still like, he's my little brother's favorite
He does the
wrestler.
same fucking thing.
Yeah, and he's intense. He makes everything look literally real.
You
just
kick
so
him
real,
in
it
the-
should be
You're
real.
telling me that the same moves
Real.
and same
You kick him in the balls, and he's shaking his head.
So does
Ric Flair
Ric
did
Flair,
the same
dude.
damn match every time, and everybody
Yeah,
called
what
him
the
the
hell are we
greatest.
talking about here? Ric Flair
No.
falls flat on his face in every match. He goes up to the top rope for absolutely
You
no
can fall-
reason.
yes, you can fall on your face, but if Ric Flair gets kicked in the stomach, he's selling the stomach.
Adam, do you have a question?
The reason why Goldberg's shit looks so real is because he didn't know how to wrestle.
Oh my God.
Right.
All right. So anyway, let's get to this.
On his offense, what about his defense?
So Adam, was Goldberg really the answer to Stone Cold, or were they just both bald?
I think it was just timing and the fact that they're bald, because other than them looking alike, they had nothing in common.
Nothing. I get so tired of hearing it.
He come out and had 2-minute matches, didn't sell for nobody, and Stone Cold come out and got the crowd behind him and had decent matches.
You
Let's
know
hold
what
up
the biggest thing about that is? Stone Cold could work a match.
Wait a
Goldberg
minute. That's
couldn't.
not Goldberg's fault. Goldberg was told to do that. It's
Oh, I don't blame- I don't blame Goldberg at all. I don't blame him at all.
He was told to work like he didn't know what the fuck he was doing the whole time. Because I hate Goldberg.
Brad, it's funny you asked that question because you're kind of like the Stone Cold or Goldberg of the kickout crew.
Who is?
I'm the
You.
Me.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
bald with the goatee.
Yeah. bald-headed
Yeah,
goatee.
2.5
Who are
tall.
you after? Is it Goldberg or Stone Cold?
Who's the what?
Who are you? Are you Stone Cold or are you Goldberg?
You know,
Yeah,
I'm
pick one.
Gilbert.
He's
This
Gilbert.
is the worst.
Well, Gilbert
Where's
is
that
better.
bag I had that said this show sucks?
So, all right, I'm gonna move on. Is the security for his protection or for ours, Coach? I don't know. It doesn't matter anymore. 'Cause I don't
Oh,
even
it's
coach
it's
there.
Goldberg. He's a badass. Why does he need security? He can kick everybody's
That's
ass.
why I said, is it for his or ours? Yeah.
It's they're protecting him from going crazy.
So why do you need it for every episode?
So who's
Why
on the
the
call
fuck are
here,
you
James?
answering my question?
Why did Sabu get wheeled in, fucking strapped to a cart? It's for our safety.
Anyway, who's on the call here, James?
Well, you know who's on the call. Heenan.
No, I don't.
Did you not watch it, Brad?
I watched it 3 times. It's only 4 minutes.
3 times?
It's 8.
I can't
Hey,
watch
it's
3
entrance-
Goldberg.
with entrance.
Giovanni and the professor.
All right. So we have the NWO entrance again with Hollywood Hogan. We covered it in the last one with
That's what they do
guitar.
in hour 3. They have
belt.
Giovanni, Heenan, and Tanay.
Now,
And,
did
and
Devyn-
by the way, both entrances were longer than the match.
Hey, Devin.
Yes, sir.
I took my glasses off. You know what that means, right? So, any indication that you did by Hogan's entrance that he was going to lose?
I mean, I didn't think so.
I didn't think so either. I just wanted to hear
Hogan
what you
was coming out like he's the man. Like honestly, it's Hollywood Hogan. He's acting like Hollywood Hogan, being cocky, arrogant, yelling at the crowd, playing his air guitar, being Hollywood Hogan.
I think this proves that he'll lose if it makes sense. I think it proves
Yeah.
it.
He's always
And
done the
if it-
gerb, you know?
And he will lose if it makes sense, but it's got to make sense. Just like with Stone Cold. Stone Cold walked out.
He
I
lost
mean,
to
we don't
Billy
forget that.
Kidman. Hogan lost to Billy Kidman. Like he'll
Oh.
take an L. He has no problem taking L's.
I'm a bigger fan of the Flock than I am of the NWO. Just saying.
What?
God
That
damn,
doesn't
can we move
work
along,
for me,
please? This is
brother.
what is the blasphemy being spoke about this?
Oh man, the Flock was so freaking good, and Billy Kidman being that like heroin addict was.
Well,
tremendous.
hey, when it comes to your turn, you can talk about the Flock. We're talking
Don't
about
worry,
fucking
Billy
Goldberg
Kidman's
and
coming.
Hollywood Hogan.
Billy Kidman's coming, cruiserweight champ.
Very Saturn.
Cook the wave and never
Barry
more.
Saturn.
Here we go.
Freaking Raven.
Oh.
Who else we got? Let's forget this NWO.
Lodi, sick boy.
Let's kick it right over. Nah, I'm kidding. Anyway, the
Oh, is it a
fans,
Hammer.
hostile takeover like the NWO?
the fans erupt at the bell, and Tony Schiavone is on the call. Side headlock by Goldberg. Goldberg knocking down Hogan. Shock on Hogan's face. Mike, the facials. What do you think of Hogan?
They're great. Everything Hogan
Selling.
does is great,
It's called selling.
especially against
Absolutely.
Goldberg because everything Goldberg does is shit.
And both
So
of them
I don't give a
being-
fuck who you put in there. You can put anybody in there with Goldberg, and that other person is gonna be great. Goldberg can be shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Whitaker. Anyway, where the fuck am I? All right, so then we have taken the all right, so they're both very, very methodical again, just like in the last match. Again, I think it adds to the match, just like we said in the last one, so we don't need to get into that. Does the amount of time left in the show, Coach, tell you that maybe this might be a DQ finish?
No, it didn't cross my mind at all. I didn't think that one bit. I was kind of focused on the action. The crowd really kept you enthralled. Kind of suspended all reality for a little bit, and that's what Eric says. When we can find a way to suspend reality, that's when wrestling's really at its best. But even though it was for only 7-8 minutes, however long it was definitely memorable.
It was
Hey,
a Goldberg
Devyn.
match. 3 minutes.
Devin, on a scale of 1 to skin cancer, how good is Hogan's tan here?
he was dark as heck.
Leather. Some would say leather.
He was darker than some black people I know. So
Whoa!
Well, can't wait for that to get out.
But
Right.
I want Devin to
He
get
was.
canceled, please.
So originally, Adam, this was for you, but I'm going to go ahead and kick it to Mike because it makes more sense now. Were you chanting with a Goldberg chants along here, Mike? How
Fuck no.
about you, Adam? No, God, you guys really hate this guy.
No, it's not Goldberg's fault. It's not his
No,
fault.
it's not. It's not at all.
He's an athlete that got put in the power plant. He got trained for 6 months, and they said, okay, we need something to kick up WCW. He's intense. Let's put this guy out there. And then when he don't know how to handle politics either. When he gets to the back, you got Hogan here, Nash, Scott Hall, Luger, Sting, got all these guys telling him what to do. I don't blame Goldberg at all. It's just he shouldn't have been put that fast in the main event.
You know how fast it is?
Yeah, I don't
Within
blame
a
you.
year.
Right here.
Like 8 or 9 months. Eight,
It's
eight,
within
10
a
months.
year.
10 months.
Eight
Well, when
months.
Kurt Angle wins every fucking belt in the company within a year, y'all fucking double down and praise him and get the facial.
But
Oh,
he is a
Goldberg
wrestler,
there.
though.
He-
Look at the work he can
It's
do.
Goldberg.
That is
Angle
complete
got
bullshit,
booked the
James.
same. It's all
That is
booking.
not
You think
the
Goldberg
same.
went in there? It was like day one. Hey, give me the fucking title in 8 months.
No,
You
this
You can't
is-
is
compare the
That is
athleticism of freaking Angle to Goldberg, dude.
Within 1 year, 1 year, 1 year.
Angle was a storyteller. Goldberg was.
I'm just saying.
Real.
It's okay, Angle could have been booked in the dark match for a whole fucking straight year. That's all I'm saying. Booking. It's not like Goldberg went in there, slammed his fist on the table, booked
Hey, let
me
me
to be
ask you,
champion.
James.
Oh no! If I've been trained 6
I'm
months,
not
they said,
comparing
hey,
their
you gotta do
athletic
this.
abilities. I'm just
No,
saying.
I'm going to go a different
It's
direction.
a
I would've
fucking
done that.
work.
I would've done the same
So
thing.
If he got booked to be champion, you can't hate on Goldberg for.
Oh
is
no,
Jake
I don't hate
Cargill-
Goldberg. No,
Is
I
Jake
don't hate
Cargill
Goldberg.
Is Jake
No.
Cargill Goldberg?
No, it's not Goldberg's fault. It's management's fault for putting him in there too fast.
That's what I'm saying. That is
What
Jay
about-
Cargill. How many people has she fucked up? How many people
What about
has
now?
Nia Jax fucked up? Like,
Jay,
the
I-
booking
Same.
it's
The
not
same
their
thing.
fault that hey, you're in the main event. Go out there and fucking do.
I
something.
love, and if it was me, I'd have done the
That's
same
the
thing.
booker's fault.
I'd have said,
not
hell yeah,
the,
let's go.
Wrestler.
I'd have done the
Okay.
same thing. Put me in the main event, I'll go.
Yeah,
But I don't blame Jay Cargill. I don't blame Bill Goldberg.
that's
I
What
don't
about
blame
now?
them
It's
guys.
not their. It's
What ab-
the company's fault for not training them
Yeah.
to make sure they're good to go.
Yeah, as a
about-
wrestler, I don't appreciate how. Okay, you've trained for 4 months. Go out there and get them.
Yeah, that's the company's fault. That's not Goldberg
Exactly.
being like,
Yeah.
I'm doing.
What
this.
about now? What about now? You put Goldberg in the ring right now, you get the same Goldberg as you got day
He's
one.
rusty. He's definitely rusty
Yeah,
too.
and then
He's never
Jay
great,
Cargill's
but he's
trying to
rusty.
break people through a
he
table.
sells
and breaking
more
people's
now.
Backs and shit.
Since he's gotten older, he sells better.
Oh,
But
he
you
shakes.
still
he
get the
shakes
same
head
moves,
more?
though.
I think we would care less if he wasn't always in the championship picture. Like
Mike, I want you to get in the ring at 58. You get in the ring, pal.
Okay, what about
For his age.
That's not that
what
dude when
about
he was
10
30.
years ago?
I like Goldberg now compared to Goldberg in '98. I like Goldberg now so
Did
much
you
more.
like it when Goldberg came back to face Dolph Ziggler? Better
You
than
mean when he? What about when he wrestled Undertaker?
Yeah.
That
Terrible.
should have never happened.
Terrible. I mean, we know what happened. We watched the Undertaker.
That should have
series.
never happened.
We watched the matches. He almost died, or at
Yeah.
least paralyzed.
They both, yeah, he had a concussion.
Right, they both almost left out there. screaming.
Goldberg gave himself a concussion before he went to the ring.
Yeah, I know. But we'll see.
All right,
He would
so
headbutt lockers and give himself a
What?
concussion.
Why we
can
listening
talk
to
about
coach's
Goldberg for an hour, guys.
GPS?
so we have haymakers whipping him with the
Where
belt.
is it?
So wait a minute, I got a question here. He's whipping him with the belt right in front of the referee. Is this a no DQ, James?
Must have been.
No,
But
it
they damn
wasn't.
sure did it.
It was not a no DQ.
Cody
But
Rhodes
then
does
when
the same
Goldberg
thing
gets
now.
the belt, they're like, oh, he doesn't want to swing the belt because he may hit a referee and get disqualified. Heenan, I think, says that.
Another chair gets involved in this match too.
And I'm
Yep.
going to get to that. Yes, for
Yeah.
sure. Full Nelson on Hogan from Goldberg. Low blow by Hogan. Clothesline by Hogan and choking Goldberg, missing the elbow. Then you have a terrible clothesline by Goldberg, sends Hogan out of the ring. Charles Robinson really pretending to count here. I mean, let's face it. There was 1, 2. Anyway, they're locking up again. Hogan throws outside or throws Goldberg or Goldberg throws Hogan outside the ring. Chair to the back of Hogan. Ref does nothing. I get it. We want to finish here, but do we need it to be so obvious that the ref needs to see James or you know?
Well, I mean, Hogan did the chairs out on the outside. You know, this is where Goldberg does not want to be because Hogan on the outside is a master. And he hits him with the chair like a couple times, throws him in the barricade. So, I mean, if you allow it, I guess it's like that NFL bullshit. We're in football season now. Oh, you allow a little push and shove it. Next thing you got to kind of honor it as you go forward. You know, it sets the tone.
Go Birds, by the way. Body slam by Hogan.
Fucking.
Leg drop by Hogan. But then Devyn, after the leg drop, which is Hogan's finisher, Kurt Hennig comes to the ring.
which I
Then-
hated.
Goldberg kicked out of the leg drop. Did this take too long?
Yeah,
Hey, what's up?
definitely did. But I hated this because literally an hour later in the show, when Goldberg was facing Scott Hall, Kevin Nash and friggin' Kevin Nash and someone else came out to try to interfere with that. And the same exact people you're about to talk about helped out Goldberg.
So we got Carl Malone. Carl Malone,
DDP.
Diamond Cutter on Hennig. Crowd goes nuts. Coach, you a big Carl Malone fan as you're on mute? Yeah, I had you here.
The mailman doesn't deliver on Sundays, but he delivered a diamond cutter on Monday. I'll tell you that much.
That was actually a nice diamond cutter too.
Ah, well, he's an athlete.
For a novice, you know, it's pretty good.
So we have a spear by Goldberg, jackknife powerbomb. 1, 2, 3. I know that was a little lackluster there, guys. Sorry, but it did
Well,
happen abruptly.
Both
And,
matches, Hogan brings out his crew. He gets distracted by what he starts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's his own fault for
Because
losing
mind
both
you,
matches.
it's the kick out, then the diamond cutter on the outside. Hogan's facing away, which is like kind of right after the kick out. Goldberg pops up
Yeah.
and then just gets in that stance waiting on him.
Then the crowd erupts.
He did the same
Right.
thing.
I mean, they're jumping, fucking clapping, like it's go time.
When
Did the
Goldberg's
same
just
thing in the
getting ready
Luger match.
corner.
He got distracted by his own people, whatever's going on outside, turns around, over.
So
And
garbage in
then
the ring.
again,
Crowd is
you look-
berserk.
You look at the fans, ain't nobody chanting shit, but you hear all over Goldberg, not one person is saying fucking Goldberg.
That was a big ass pop in the Georgia Dome,
I
though.
feel like 41,000 people were
Yeah.
chanting Goldberg.
If you look at the match, the crowd's going.
And
going
both
nuts.
matches happened the week before a pay per view, also. Both
Next day,
matches.
correct. Yes, I
Right
have that
before,
in the
what
notes
was
here.
it Road Wild or Hog?
The first one was before Road Wild. This one was before Bash at the Beach.
Yeah.
It was 6 days before the pay per view. Both matches. He lost both times. He regained it against Luger, but he didn't, I don't think, against
Bash at the Beach. It
No,
was
Nash
Hogan
is
and
the one that
Rodman
beat
versus
Goldberg.
DDP and Malone.
Even when he got tased by Nash, he shook his head. Like, what the fuck, Goldberg?
So I meant to ask this question earlier in the show, and I didn't. Great job, Brad. Way to keep it. Way to do what you said. I suck at these questions. Anyway, Zol Lopez asked, "All right, be honest. What was your first emotion when you saw or heard Hogan heel turn? Hollywood Bash at the Beach." And I'm not gonna lie, I shed a tear or two. I'm a little Hulkamaniac, and we were crushed. We have covered this, but I wanted to get Zol out there. I wasn't crushed as much because I was a little older. And if it would have happened when what have I got, about 10 years on you, James? 8 years on you?
I was I was like 11, I think, when it happened. Probably 10 or 11.
So I'm 46 now. So
Okay.
this is
You know?
I was 20 years old.
Yeah.
Mute your shit, it's loud.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I'll just
Okay,
mute it for a little bit and I'll come in at little bits. Hey, Bill, I want to introduce my friend John, the biggest wrestling fan I know. We're going to Saturday
What's up,
night's
John?
main event, October. Everyone's saying what's up.
What's up, guys?
He's saying
What's up?
What's up?
Hey,
What's up?
John.
Yeah, there he
Welcome
goes.
to the Kickout Crew.
Yep, welcome to the Kickout Crew. You're on a national
Brother.
podcast. All right, guys. I'm gonna
International podcast.
I'm
All
gonna
right,
check
Coach.
out and watch my daughter's game. Love you guys.
All right, Coach.
Bye.
Right.
Have a good night, Coach.
Peace out.
So I wasn't affected terribly by it because I was 20 years old. However, if I would have been 9, 10, 11, it would have been a different story.
Oh, yeah.
See, now for me, this was the time I was just becoming a wrestling fan. So even I was at that pay-per-view where he became a heel, and I was not a big wrestling fan. We got free tickets at 7-Eleven, some shit like that, Taco Bell, whatever. You know, and I went to the pay-per-view and hung out with my friends. I was, run up and down the aisles with my buddies. That's what we were doing.
Taco Bell, 7-Eleven, whatever it takes, huh?
Yeah, whatever it takes, buy a taco, get a free ticket to damn Nitro, or the pay-per-view. But so I wasn't affected by him turning heel. I thought it was badass when he did turn heel though, and everybody was throwing their shit in the ring and everything. I was picking shit off the ground, fucking throwing in the ring.
Agreed.
I was being like, yeah, but I'm like, this is fucking awesome. Hell yeah. But so for me, for him to turn heel, it didn't affect me personally.
And Devin, this couldn't have affected you at all.
No, because
No,
he was
not at
born
all.
yet.
So we're
But
not
if
even
you guys,
asking.
if you go back and watch this heel turn, then you'll actually see Mike's yellow wad of paper just being tossed over the top right turnbuckle. You can see
I'm the one that hit him right upside the head with it.
But what about you, Adam?
I was a huge Hulkamaniac, and I don't think I was actually watching this point in time WCW because I was always a WWE guy. But when I found out that he turned, I was ecstatic. It was awesome. Coolest thing in the world because I always lean towards the heels anyway. That's what I did when I wrestled. So I loved it. And I still love it.
So then,
This was the
Brian,
Hogan I was introduced to.
I mean, we know how you felt about it. This is the reason we're doing the episode, James. Is because you were.
Yeah, because I was a Hulkamaniac, and that son of a bitch broke my heart. Eric Bischoff talked him into turning heel and broke my fucking heart. The very first AFS Zoom I was on was Bischoff, and I said, "You're the guy that took my red and yellow hero and turned him into a black and white heel." That's the very first line I opened. Hey, Eric, good to see you. You took my red and yellow hero and turned him into a black and white heel.
He's a heel.
Right?
But it changed the wrestling world as we
I
know it.
understand that. Believe you me.
So Brian Haremza has a question as well. The Goldberg
course
win
he
was
does.
truly historic moment. Do you think? I have my answer immediately, but I'll shut up. Do you think with a proper build it could have been bigger?
Yeah. It probably would have been one of the biggest pay-per-view gates of all time if they would have gave it a month,
But here's what he says. Here's what Bischoff says. He was fighting for TV.
Yep.
And
That's
he
a TV.
admits
That's a
that.
TV company doing wrestling.
6
So, yeah.
days before a pay-per-view. He did this. 6 days. Could you imagine that today?
Hey,
Oh wait, they did that. It's called All Out with Moxley and Punk.
yeah.
They did. They did. It's unusual though.
Hey,
So
Brad.
I started up the next Nitro. Sorry to cut you off, Mike, but I just want to get this out. I started up the next Nitro, and Mike Tenay says that it's the most watched wrestling match in the history of cable television.
I believe it.
I believe it, yeah. But Brian, can you repeat that question? My internet cut out when you were asking it.
The Goldberg win was truly a historic moment. Do you think with a proper build, it could have been bigger?
No, I think it was better the way it was.
Well, like we said with Bischoff, like Bischoff wanted TV ratings more than he wanted the pay-per-view.
Yeah, I think that right.
He wanted to win the 83 weeks in a row, and he did. You know,
And he did.
He obviously wanted more than that.
Eric
but-
Bischoff
If you'd
is
have put
great
that
with
shit
all
on a poster and waited till Halloween Havoc, you'd have probably got 80,000 in a fucking. What?
The TV was more important to him.
I
With the
understand.
TV
I'm not saying that. That's
I
not
don't think
the
they should have
question.
announced it on Thunder. They should have announced it a week or
The
two
question is, could it
on
have been
Nitro.
bigger? It
Okay,
could have
but-
been bigger. That's the question.
I agree with that, Adam.
I love the shock
Was it-
factor of changing the channel. Back then, you
But-
changed the channel.
Yeah.
Do we
I
know
don't
the
think
buy-
Thunder was
now.
the place to do it.
don't have to
here's
do
my
that.
question about the whole thing. Do we know the buy rate difference from that Thunder to that Monday from before then? Like, was there a big jump
know.
in the tickets?
It's a great question for Bischoff, though.
I mean, it was 41,000 for a TV show. Like I said,
That's what I'm saying. So was it already a big Nitro? Like they already sold out, they already did
No.
what they had to do,
Well,
or
actually,
was it as soon as
This
they
is what got him in the Georgia Dome.
to start
They
this week's
didn't. They
Nitro,
booked the Georgia Dome, but this is what sold out the Georgia Dome.
Yeah, because JJ Dillon, when in the interview, he said, "I think we've sold around 35,000 tickets already." Then he made the announcement. Then they made the attendance 41,000.
It was all
yeah,
about
so they
TV.
sold 6,000 more.
But back in the day though, you had a bunch of walk-ins. You know, it wasn't buying them online. It wasn't, doing all that.
Yeah.
So back then, it wasn't not normal for there to be an extra 5,000 or something like that. People that would just show up and be there.
I think they should have done that on the Nitro before, not on the Thunder before. Because Nitro
Ain't
was so
nobody
much
watching
more.
Thunder. Ain't
Yeah,
nobody
nobody
That
watched
was
Thunder.
a way of
Thunder.
boosting, but that anything can happen on any show. That was his point.
Well, but this is what I get about, like, let's say I'm not watching Thunder, and then someone tells me that announcement happens. It doesn't reach nobody. Like what am I
you
going to
might
do?
watch
Run
the
home
next
and turn on
Thunder.
Thunder after I heard the announcement?
No, but you might watch the next Thunder and see, like, hey, I can't miss this again.
I get you on that, but
Yeah, it was
the
just
fact
an
that, like, it
announcement,
was
not the
promoted-
match.
It was promoted on the B show for 3 days later on the A show is a little strange.
Hey,
6
there was a
days
chance
before the
to
next
change on that
pay-per-view.
show.
Yeah, and if they would have had a match on Thunder, it'd been different. But they just made the announcement, so it's not like they were trying to bring viewers to Thunder with just an announcement.
So I got another question here from Josh Fields, which is excellent, by the way. This I don't know. We can go on this. We can do a show on this. Do you feel that Hogan pulling his creative control card too often to keep himself at the top of the card ultimately helped tarnish his legacy and the legacy of WCW? For context, him getting that in his deal led to others like Paul, Nash, etc., trying to get the same deal too.
Okay,
Fucking Josh, man.
I almost agree with that, but it was Hogan's creative control deal that got this match and got Goldberg to win.
I agree, but I also hate creative control for the
Yeah.
reason of.
I hate.
There would be no screw job if Bret Hart.
I would
had-
agree.
did not have
I would
creative
agree.
control.
Hogan's WCW creative control did tarnish that part of his legacy, but I think the WWF part is, it stays, brother. It stays,
I agree.
good as it is. But I think
Yeah,
his WCW legacy is like, oh, that doesn't work for me, brother. Like when you think Hogan WCW, what's the first thing people say? That doesn't work for me, brother. And I
Right.
think that part tarnishes that specific part of his legacy.
But do you think that was because it was Eric Bischoff and not Vince McMahon? Vince
Well,
McMahon,
we're seeing it right now. When you're a buddy with a talent compared to a boss of a talent, you allow him to shit all over your EVPs in a press conference when you're literally his boss right next to him being like, hey, you can't talk about your bosses that way. No, you just let it happen. Let it go,
Correct.
So, yeah, when you're the buddy with the talent compared to I'm running this company, like let's say Triple H had fucking Matt Riddle up there and he's dog cussing like Nick Khan and shit. That would not fly.
Mm-mm.
Like that just would not fly.
Can't let the inmates run the asylum. I know that's an overused term. You cannot do it. You
Yeah.
got to be the boss. Devin, what do you think?
I think everything James just said, honestly, we're kind of seeing it happen right now in pro
Yeah.
wrestling when a superstar gets too much control over their character and too much control backstage, bad things can happen.
Absolutely. The hell with
I-
CM Punk as far as the way I feel right now.
Hey
Yeah.
man, that's the difference
mean-
between indie shit and a company. One's a company, one's a bunch of indie shit.
And
I'm
you
investing
straight up.
millions of dollars.
you will not
Millions
see
of
that
dollars.
happen in WWE today.
No.
Not a fucking chance.
Not
That dude would
at
be
all.
cut, released, fired,
If-
or
if
he'd
he
be
said-
sent home. And then hey, you're gonna
Exactly.
wait out your contract, but we ain't booking shit. You
Exactly.
know?
If they say that don't work for me, okay, fuck it, go home.
Yeah.
So let's get back to Brian Haremza again. This is for the previous match, guys. I just want to get through these. Tony Schiavone has always said he doesn't like submission ending, preferring the 1-2-3. Do you think the pop would have been bigger with a 1-2-3, or do you think Hogan had to submit to the torture rack?
Well, the torture rack
move
was
from
Luger's.
Lex would he's pin? What move
What
would
was his
Lex do to
finisher?
pin him?
The forearm, because he had that plate in the forearm.
You know what I think? I
Yeah,
think
but-
it would have just been a small package. I don't
A
think
small
that
package, a small package could have worked, but Luger didn't have a power move.
right. Kind of
I
like
think
Right,
the fact
yeah.
of him doing the thing, and then
Right.
he lifts Hogan up, and Hogan's like, "Ooh," and he
Yeah,
just
so-
starts snapping. I think that worked a lot. I understand the
Schiavone
3 count.
actually-
I'm a 3 count person, but that submission,
I like the
it
submission.
Yes,
stuff.
played out
I
long
agree.
enough because, like like I was saying, Hogan's do-si-doing in the ring, waiting on Lex
Yeah.
to pick him up.
I agree.
Giovanni actually says in the beginning of this match that the only way that I could see Luger winning is by him getting
Small
a quick
package.
finish, like
Mhm.
rolling him up or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Quick finish. Yeah, they talk about a quick finish or whatever.
That was to avoid the NWO coming out and interfering.
True.
Right.
Okay.
So I mean, I kind of agree with that. Like I said, but if you have a power move, you have to do the power move, get your 1, 2, 3. But if all you got is submission, what's Ric Flair?
Right. That's what I just said. Ric Flair doesn't
Yeah.
have a finisher like that. And at the time, Daniel Bryan in WrestleMania 30 didn't have a finisher like that. And he had
Exactly.
Batista tap out. And I thought that
Right.
was a hell of a moment. So I think the submission's good, man. And you know what? Submitting Hulk Hogan, that's a big fucking deal.
It's a big deal.
The
Like,
only
see-
person I can think that did it is you asked this question to Coach earlier.
Kurt
but
Angle.
Kurt Angle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
That's
saying,
it.
man,
And
if they
even that-
sell it, if they sell the finish, but if they sell the finish for like a couple seconds, like and then tap. I mean, because you're just sitting there like tap, 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 like with Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton. You're like, man, tap, tap, tap. Come on, tap, 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 and then he does. I
Right.
think it does build suspense.
Well, the commentators made the remark during that match that he had been putting the torture rack on everybody leading up to that match. So I guess
Hey.
that's just Hogan's way of putting him over strong.
I had that in my notes. Like they
Yeah.
protected the torture rack up until then.
Yeah, because they
So
said he
when
was
that-
racking
when he did it
everybody.
to Hogan, it's viable.
Yeah, to tap out Hogan with the torture rack is you can't be put over no higher than that back then.
So, guys, one last question from Bryant, and this is it for the questions for the day. I will admit that Lex Luger was on a roll at this time, but do you think someone like DDP would have benefited more from a win over Hogan at this time?
At that time, maybe not, but that's also a rush type thing. So, I mean, we just did one match that was a rush, but now we're saying DDP didn't deserve the same rush. I'm not saying he didn't deserve it, but to have DDP beat Hogan, because on DDP, I can't remember what it was, but he talks about like how he was going to beat Hogan for the title at one point in time, but it just never really came to. I think it was him and Austin were like real good friends, and Austin was just about to get the title, and DDP was on the rise at pretty much the same year, So
I'm good with
think
it. I'm good with it.
it
the
would have
way
been good for DDP to beat Hogan for the title. I think that would have meant like the everyday man did it, but
DDP got his flowers eventually.
Oh,
I'm
for
okay.
sure.
Because of what
I'm just
happened.
saying him
eventually, I'm
beating
good.
Hogan for the everyday man, he shouldn't be here. Page is 35. He shouldn't be wrestling. And then you just hit the diamond cutter out of nowhere. Savage made him this year, but
What
say
is he
98,
talking about?
like
Where's
Is he
98.
talking about the Luger match, the
DDP
Goldberg
winning.
match? Is he talking about Luger or Goldberg?
Luger.
Yeah,
At that time, no.
Luger's
I-
too early.
you think so?
I believe if they'd done put it on DDP when they had it on Luger, it'd have been Wicked Rush. He had that whole
mind
feud with
you, we're
Macho
talking
Man.
about August of 97. DDP was
Yeah.
not like made by August of 97.
That was more 99, right?
By the time the Goldberg happened, he'd been teaming up.
Yeah,
with
because it was
Malone. He
him.
had the
It was
whole
him
feud
and
with Macho
Carl Malone
Man.
versus Rodman and Hogan.
Yeah, that was 98.
Right.
So I would say 98 if that happened, you know?
Yeah, I'd be for him taking the spot of Goldberg and then pushing Goldberg back a couple more months because
Alright,
DP
so-
also
Wasn't
has
going
the-
anywhere, right? Your
Oh,
Goldberg wasn't
match
going
up
anywhere.
too,
So
Other than DDP, who else could we plug in for Luger? Other than DDP,
Buff Bagwell.
but he was NWO.
All right, next question, please.
No, that's it, guys. So that's it for the questions.
Fucking
I think
Buff
we've
Bagwell.
done a very good job of getting through all that. So, what's next, James?
Well, I think it's Waka Waka Waka. But are you going to tell jokes or are you going to talk about an English comedian? Because this kind
No, the comedian's done. It's my turn now. So here we go. I got this off TikTok. Said, yesterday I called my landlord and said I got a leak in my sink. So he said, hey, go ahead. I'm not judging you.
Nice.
Waka Waka Waka.
Yes, sir.
There it is.
Oh,
Rosie's
turns
gone.
out-
I forgot. I'll do it while Rosie's gone.
turns out I have a fear of elevators, but I'm taking the steps to work it out.
Waka Waka Waka.
I was
Great
keeping it
job,
to
Adam.
today.
That was actually pretty good. I like that one.
I like that.
All right, so we got Devyn's game now. Devyn's game hosted by Brad.
God damn, is this a Devin show? What is
All
this?
right.
How many times
This
is
is,
he talking
hell
this
yeah.
fucking thing?
One more question.
Jesus
Have y'all-
Christ.
Have y'all ever tried archery blindfolded?
No.
You don't know what you're missing.
Yeah, that's the one.
So a couple of weeks ago, Devyn sent me something in my a text and said, "I don't know if the guys will like this or not, but we're going to do it." So one of these moments in wrestling history has to stay. You can get rid of the other two. They're bad moments.
One of these eliminated things.
Goldberg
Yeah.
winning the title. Get rid of it.
Right. I think
Get rid of it.
everybody's answer to this.
Agreed.
You're
Agreed.
beat, Mike. You're beat. No Goldberg, because I don't like. I already know your answer, just like your FMKs. I already know who you're fucking. All right.
Not
Hogan.
Goldberg.
All right, so it's these
Bagwell.
three.
Buff Bagwell all day.
By the way, one of them really is Goldberg. So, Hogan beating Yokozuna at WrestleMania 9. So if
Brother.
you remember, so let's just for the fans at home.
Why didn't you do the black eye thing?
So for the fans at home, Bret Hart versus Yokozuna was WrestleMania 9. Okay, Yokozuna beat Bret Hart. If you guys don't know the story, and then like right after the match, you have Mr. Fuji saying, "Come on, Hogan, we're gonna have another match," and Hogan beats Yokozuna in like that
3
quick.
seconds.
And all of a sudden Hogan's champ again, who wasn't even in the match, and then they made a match.
There's a lot of a Hart family thing that people say Bret Hart's bitter and all this stuff. Vince did fuck the Hart family literally
that's a
every
bad
chance
one,
he
yeah.
got. Every chance he got, granted he did give Bret the belt. I'll give you that, but I'm not gonna get into it on this episode because I have a
Two seconds. 2 seconds. My son just sent me a list of who made the 8th grade basketball team. He made the team for the school.
Hell
Nice.
yeah.
Woo!
Well, this is episode 23, brother.
Congratulations.
And you
Shout out to my son, Bryson.
Basketball, the GOAT, Michael Jordan. So,
Making the school
hopefully he
team.
says his prayers, he eats his vitamins, and he does good on that basketball court. And Hulkamaniac's running wild.
So anyway, second one is Goldberg squashing the Fiend in Saudi Arabia, and the third one is David Arquette wins the WCW World Title. Now, for those at home that don't know who David Arquette is, that is Mr. Courtney Cox back then. So he is not a wrestler.
That's easy.
He's not a wrestler.
Friends
And by the
sucks,
way,
but that's
it was
different.
on Thunder.
That's
Anyway,
true.
and Goldberg squashing the Fiend in Saudi Arabia happened most recently. So one of those has to stay. Devin, it's your game. What do you got?
So easy.
All right. So I'm keeping Hulk Hogan winning the title at WrestleMania 9. I thought the second two were terrible moments, and Hulk Hogan, he needs the world title so he can go on that European tour. So
You know, this is your game, and it was so easy of an answer.
Wait, so we're talking about the one you keep? I thought we were talking about the one you get rid of.
One you keep. You have to keep
Oh
one.
shit. Okay.
Go ahead, Adam.
Oh, Hogan beating Yokozuna. You got to keep
All right,
it.
now I'm gonna fucking change it because I can't.
Because Goldberg beating the Fiend kills Bray Wyatt. And
Yeah.
David Arquette, who gives a shit? Good guy. He ended up being a decent wrestler when he come back to train.
Yeah, he
But-
damn near died in the ring. Shout out Nick Gage, huh?
Yeah, really.
MFK.
But
No, MTK. What is it?
There it
MGK
is.
all day.
Y'all always talk
FTG,
about
fuck
watching
that
all
guy.
this,
I have it in my wallet. Let me
WCW
look at my
and
wallet.
All this stuff.
is it FTG? Fuck that guy.
I think it's
Oh,
MDK.
no,
isn't it?
we keep Hogan Yokozuna. That's easy.
MDK.
All right, Whitaker.
I'm going to keep David Arquette.
Why?
Why? Because did you guys expect that to happen?
No. No. How about it was a tag match, by the way?
Exactly. Exactly.
Right?
No, expect that to happen. For
And
one,
there was
you
a
didn't-
double pin, and they're like, "There's a wrestler on this side. Fuck it, David Arquette." It's you.
right?
You remember
And-
DDP's reaction?
Here's
Oh my
DDP
God.
pinning someone. DDP's a wrestler. Let's give him the nah. Fuck it, Hollywood. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So do that because one and number two, fuck Goldberg. So
Anyway, James, I'm done with this guy.
I didn't know
I'm
this
done with
was
this guy.
I didn't know this was the Mike heel turn. Are we witnessing a Mike was there for the heel turn and now he's turning heel on this episode?
You're heel
No.
last week too.
My
just
God.
fuck Goldberg.
So what were the choices again? I'm sorry. I
Hogan
thought we
beat-
had to only like get rid of
Hogan
one.
beat, Hogan beat Yokozuna. Goldberg squashing the Fiend in Saudi Arabia. David Arquette wins the WCW title.
Okay, I thought there were four. My bad.
Yeah, there should be
Man, that
four.
sucks.
Devyn.
All right.
Which one? Come on, dude.
Yeah, fuck.
Which,
Three?
you have to keep one.
This
Yeah.
was good, Devin.
Ugh.
This was good, Devin.
I guess you got to keep Hulkamania alive, brother. Even though it was a bastardized finish, and I got a strong opinion about a lot of things. We should do an episode about how Vince screwed the Hearts, and we just cover moments where Vince screwed the Hearts.
You heard it here, folks.
Hey, that could be a series.
Oh,
Dude, I'm telling you,
part 9.
here's the thing. I'll just leave it this way. Brett is bitter, but you can say the screw job, you can say all that bullshit. Remember the UK only pay-per-view where they held a whole fucking vignette about like the sister dying of cancer, and then Shawn Michaels at the day of the thing is like, yeah, I'm not losing the Bulldog. So they didn't. And they have her at ringside, dude. She's dying of cancer. It's supposed to be Bulldog like winning it and everything. I mean,
It'd have been too predictable.
yeah. Heaven forbid the crowd cheer. Heaven
Yeah,
forbid.
God forbid.
Yeah. Hard subject to change, right? Anyway, my pick is Goldberg, because fuck you, Mike.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, so
Moving
now we
on.
get to go. So do we get to go back to Devyn for another segment?
How much bullshit are you going to talk about today?
That's what I just said that, and y'all looked at me like I was the
Devyn
biggest
show.
heel of all time.
I was on the phone
Hey,
for half
Devyn,
of
go
it.
away. Take it away. It's your show, I guess.
All right. So my Devyn's demographic of the week is actually about my in-life longtime best friend, Ryan Besaw. He finally joined Twitter and he's joining ad-free shows. So he's now one of us.
So what's the demographic? Like, what is the demographic that you're doing? here?
Demographic
Think
is someone
Nitro
my
Pepsi
age
is
just
done.
joined Twitter. So
I'd
go
rather-
follow
I'd rather
him
be
at
drinking Pepsi right now.
97. What'd you
Great
say?
job, Ryan Besaw.
Say it again. Say it again. God,
Nice
let's
one.
plug him. Our fucking 5 listeners will follow him.
Yeah, right.
At Bees Knees 97.
Bees knees, huh?
How do you spell it? Who gives a shit? Just search Bees Knees and you'll find it. somehow.
BEEZ KNEEZ.
It has a
97.
Z in
Right
it.
now.
Fuck yeah. Hey, you know what, Twitter universe? There's 8 million billion of you. Go follow Bees Knees.
The fact
Figure out
that
how
he
to
knows
spell
what
it.
the bee's knees is
No,
as young
no.
as
Let
you
them
are.
figure out how to spell it. And then see,
No.
that's the fun of the game. They'll try
Back
to
in the
find it.
old days, people would say, that's the bee's knees. You don't know what
I
that means,
understand, yeah.
Devin.
Yeah.
I don't. He does though.
Well, apparently. Anyway, great job,
That was
Devin.
literally your demographic. Plug your friend's
Just
Twitter.
get your damn Pepsi out and drink it. I like that better.
Jesus.
All right.
Christ
Well,
almighty, are you kidding me
Oh,
right
fuck
now?
off.
I got
Dude.
another demographic if you want.
No, no.
How is this more
Why
of
the
an
fuck do we
episode
want?
than Sammy? Like, you said more on this episode than your boyfriend episode with Sammy.
As we're
How many
recording this
segments do
day,
you fucking need?
it's Thursday. Tomorrow, Sammy Guevara is gonna beat Eddie
God
Kingston's
almighty.
ass on
And,
Rampage.
6 days ago.
You know what? I got a minute left of your bullshit, and what better way to spend that minute than to listen to Mike with his Mike's Meat Minutes. The Mike, thank God, save it, take it away.
Yeah, please rub one out.
Run out. It'll take less than a minute.
Dry rub, you know what I'm saying?
All right. So tonight I'm gonna do a taco ranch deer balls. How about that? All right. So what you need is some ground up deer meat.
Is this a deer that your daughter retrieved for you after dragging, 20-point
Yeah.
buck through a daddy found it?
Exactly, because I ain't carrying that bitch out of the woods. She can carry that bitch out of the woods. So you can use a pound and a half, however many you need to make. Get you some chopped onions, about a quarter cup of shredded cheddar cheese, some crushed tortilla chips. You want to take some tortilla chips and crush them up. You need about a quarter of a cup of salsa, 1 egg, 1 pack of taco seasoning, and 1 pack of ranch seasoning. Mix all that stuff up. Then you want to preheat your oven or grill. I do this one in the grill. Some people do it in the oven. Heat
Charcoal
it
or
to,
gas?
I do pellet.
I'm
I'm a pellet grill.
Like a good.
So get it to 375 degrees.
Damn.
And then you take everything, mix it all together, and make your little balls with it. That's why it's called deer balls. Put them on there.
There
And
it is.
cook them. Let me see. I'm reading this. Hold on. I wrote it down.
You're not allowed to read. Ask
you
coach.
Right?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Sell it to us, Mike.
Cook it for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes to those meat. It'd be like little meatballs.
Yeah.
Cook them till they're done, and then have your little side plate of sauce or something you can dip them in, or you can put them in spaghetti. Or whatever you want. It's great in spaghetti. That's what I'm for dinner tonight. So, but yeah, take it.
So you're having deer balls tonight?
Having deer balls tonight
My man.
in spaghetti. We're having spaghetti and deer balls. And some spaghetti
That's
meatballs.
good. Maybe you can give the other balls a break.
That's right.
Hey, I can't wait till you do well, not to downplay this one, but can't wait till you do deer jerky. And whenever you do deer jerky, holler at your boy because I may buy some. But we're not talking about deer jerky, we're talking about deer balls. And jerky and balls, 2 different things. Hey man, professional shit right there.
That's
brother.
right.
So what do we got coming up next week?
What the
Huh?
fuck, Adam? You ready? Ready to go?
No, I'll just
Adam,
want to write it down.
Adam, you
That
change
way-
that.
Because that
Adam.
way, when you tell me the matches, I have witnesses that hear you tell me the matches. That way, you don't give me some bullshit matches.
Yeah,
So
not 7
Yeah.
of them and be like, hey, we're covering 2 different ones.
Wait, Adam, you changed your hats more this episode than I changed my underwear all week.
We know.
Your underwear or never
Your
mind.
son's-
You'll just look at the archives for that joke and you'll get that one.
For those of you watching on YouTube, you'll see
Mike's
Brad has
kids
his
fish
pussy
and
out.
hunt more than Mike does.
Brad got a pussy in his hand.
Too
My
bad everything was
three-legged-
wet earlier
my-
because it's not now.
My 3-legged cat
And if you remember, Brad can only last 8 seconds in the box.
to the moon.
Underrated, overrated.
All right. So what are we doing next week? What
We
do you
don't
guys
know,
think?
and we should not even discuss it because all we're doing is filibustering time right now.
We're doing
Brad,
the
have you chose someone?
cruiserweight title.
Yeah, I was Finn Balor.
Yeah. Everybody chose somebody. We're on to the next subject. Titles. Doing
Correct.
Well, it looks like it's about that time. Because if we don't have the topic for next week, we'll damn sure post it on Twitter, so
at
I
the
guess
kickout.
stay
Crew.
tuned. We'll have a paper trail of fucking, how you can find out what we're doing at all times.
No, you'll find out.
Yeah. Solve the riddles, We can't put it on this episode, but we'll put it on the Twitter, so we want our
I done
Divas
said it.
fans to pay attention. And what better way to pay attention than to leave us a 5-star review? And we may even do something a little special to you if you do leave a 5-star review, because it appears that we're going to have an extra spot open on a couple of upcoming episodes. Because if you pay attention, there's a cinco of us, and Coach Rosey's going to be busy moving forward. So hey, who's to say we don't need a 6th person to chime in? But the only way you can chime in is we have shirts at bonfire.com, and you can search Kickout Crew. We definitely appreciate the 5-star reviews. If you ask some good questions, hey, we may even reward you for that too. But that being said, I guess I'm gonna, hammer it down right now. And brother, but I appreciate all you Hulkamaniacs coming in for this episode. But yeah, it was the heel Hogan, and it really affected me. So I desperately tried to find some red and yellow stuff, and I think I made it halfway work. My name is James L. Corai. I think I've talked too much. We all are the Kick Out Crew, but I'm going to kick it to, the rest of the crew. And I'm going to start with Devyn because it's his show.
Hey, so this was an episode about Hollywood Hogan, one of my first wrestlers that I actually liked growing up. I mean, Shawn Michaels, my
I
WWF
hate you so
guy.
fucking much.
Hollywood Hogan was my WCW
you
guy.
love everything that's evil in this world. Sorry.
So I thought this was a fun episode. This was great to go back and watch these 2 great matches that, were put on by, Hollywood Hogan.
He's a heel.
So I'm at Devyn D19. You can catch me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. Go follow our podcast on all those platforms as well at Kickout Crew Pod. Yeah.
Technically, we are at Kickout Crew, by the way, but hey, tomato.
That's only on Twitter. On
True.
everything else is Kickout Crew Pod.
Gotcha. But the
Thanks,
TikTok
man.
is, you can follow us on TikTok. Devyn posts hilarious shit.
Every 6 months.
Just ask.
Oh, I'm gonna make some clips.
We will
from
try to
this
get some
episode.
clips on YouTube, and if you like certain clips, let me know because
We don't look at it.
Even if anybody has like a match they want us to review and us talk about, let us know.
True.
Check out
It's your show, so the fan
Yeah.
input is really important because it's your show. Like we had these questions today, great questions. I enjoyed them because you know what? It's your show.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Names?
Adam from Bama. You can catch me on Twitter, Facebook, whatever. Twitter is Adam_from_Bama. Leave us a 5-star review. Hey, send us your number. Hey, we'll give you a call. We'll talk wrestling. Hey, that's fine with me. Shoot, I'll talk wrestling all day long.
Hell yeah, man. That's what you want. A one-on-one
How
call
about
with those
tonight?
assholes. Like,
Yeah,
hey.
I one-on-one with us assholes. Yeah.
But no.
But,
I mean, leave
I
us your
think-
number. We'll call you.
I think we got something good coming up. I think we're going to start talking more about the championship titles a little bit. So I'm a big fan of the United States title, the WCW version. So I'm really interested on what we got coming up. Like Mike said, the cruiserweight belt. There's some amazing cruiserweight matches we can go over. So give us a shout out, 5-star reviews, leave us comments, what you like, what you don't like. Send me your dad jokes. I freaking love
For real.
them. Send me your jokes. I love reading them.
Adam_from_Bama.
That's
All
it.
right, yeah. DM those dad jokes because waka waka waka.
Father Maka.
Keep going.
And I am at Whitaker1028 on Twitter. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something special for y'all. Somebody send me a special recipe that you guys like to cook. It could be let it be a family recipe, a secret recipe. You send it to me. I put it on the show. And I personally will buy you a Kick Out Crew t-shirt.
Money Mike.
Wait a second. So Mike's Meat Minute could be someone else's recipe that they send in?
It could be somebody else's recipe.
Ooh, that's a
And
hell of
it
an
will be-
opportunity.
Freaking
That
coach is going to get a
person's-
free shirt, isn't he?
Yeah, right.
Because
He'll
out of
sign in
everybody
with
in
like
the Kick Out
pseudonym
Crew-
and be like,
Coach
Green
ain't got
cheese
one.
bagel.
Took the bus from Schaumburg to the freaking airport.
Tell you what, send me a recipe, and I personally, if I put it on air, will send you a T-shirt.
I like that. That's a very good idea.
So-
If you want your recipe on Mike's Meat
And a big
Minute,
if.
I'll match that. I'll match that. Then the next 3 5-star reviews we get, I will buy each person a T-shirt.
well, God, is it a giveaway?
No,
there we go.
I will match
Is that
that
an air
too.
horn button. Here we
If
go.
we
Well,
see
hey, you heard
a
it here
kick out-
first, fans. We got a what? Devyn, are you adding into the pile?
I'm adding in. If we see a Kick Out Crew sign, a Kick Out Crew T-shirt on any professional wrestling TV show, we'll send you a free shirt. I
Wait,
will
wait, wait.
personally.
Independent. Or independent, if you need to.
Yeah, show us.
How
proof,
many?
'cause
How
I
many
don't
shirts
watch
are we
every-
talking here?
Well,
All
we
right,
got
I'll tell you
the
what,
first
I'll-
person, the
I'll
first
even up
one.
this one more. Any dick pics you want to send direct? No, I'm just kidding.
You did make a joke about that, a statement about this earlier in the episode. It's all about swinging penises.
So today's date is not, as we record, it's September 22nd.
You
So
kayfabe
any
killing
reviews,
motherfuckers.
any 5-star review we get after that date, the next 3 5-star reviews we get, I will buy each person a T-shirt.
And all your dick pics sent to at Yes Man Brad. And he will buy you a T-shirt.
He'll go through them in the most creative penis.
Wait a minute. So you owe me 2 T-shirts, Brad. Wait a minute. You owe me 2 of them.
God.
So I am at Yes Man Brad on Twitter. You guys have something special coming from me next week in my what I'm going to go off on. I'm going to talk about Dave Meltzer for a few minutes, and guess what? I'm going to be on his side.
Oh. I
Stay
can't
tuned.
see. We had people wanting to join in next episode, and you just fucking crushed it, right?
Hell yeah! So thanks everybody.
Oh yeah, appreciate it. Well, hey, that's 5-star reviews. That's Mike's Meat Minute. That's Devyn. Hey, if you want to put us on TV, that would be that's an amazing honor. You know, because not only is it us shooting the shit and having fun, it's y'all's show too. I mean, this is y'all's show. We just sit here and talk, but it literally is your show. And, because we all know that life is not the best thing in the world. There are many ups and downs, but you know what it is? As the heart keeps pumping and the synapses keep firing, there's a beautiful thing out there. The world may be complete shit, but guess what? There's a lot of beautiful shit out there. So when life gets you down, just kick out it too. Because that's what we all do. You have the power within you. You know why? Because we're the Kick Out Crew. Brother. And it was good to do this episode. Fucking want to thank everybody for listening. Thank everybody here. I had a bunch of fun. Thank you guys. Have a good week, everyone.
Peace.
For life.